It's April 17th, 1999.
I thought it was April 14th.
No, it's the 12th.
Maybe the 15th?
No, I think it's the 16th.
Could it be the 16th?
No, actually, dude, it's definitely the 19th.
Jesus Christ, guys, this is already getting out of control. Who's steering this episode?
Not me.
No, I'm not steering it.
Guys, I'm not steering it either. Iceberg! Ah!
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This? The only podcast that dies in the intro. And then somehow is still around at the end to end up asking, why would you make this? I am Jimmy Time. I'm joined by my co-host, Danny Money. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
Not so bad. Jay Delta. Surprised you're alive.
Yeah, I mean, I pushed through a lot of women and children to get that lifeboat.
Yes.
You didn't just wait for the magical octopus to get you?
No, I was thinking about taking the whale, but I figured, fuck it, I'll ride in style. I'll ride on a lifeboat.
Hop on a dolphin.
No.
Which, mysteriously enough, looks like a whale also.
Just like smaller whales, yeah. That's in the sequel. They go, it turns out we were all baby whales.
And we can fly.
All right, so what we did, we watched the Legend of the Titanic.
Yeah.
That's correct,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. This film didn't actually really get lost in translation too bad. Just Germany, for some reason, instead of calling it The Legend of the Titanic, called it Mouse Hunt on the Titanic.
Now, is this the mouse hunt with Nathan Lane?
You're damn right it is. There's no other mouse hunt. If we knew the other guy in it, we'd say his name too.
Yeah, Nathan Lane. And
Yeah. I feel bad because I'm very certain that Paul Rubin was also in it as a mouse exterminator later on. Pee Wee Herman.
Was he? Yeah.
Right? Wasn't he the guy? You don't remember that?
No, I don't
Like
know.
halfway through the movie, they bring in like a third part, like the mouse exterminator. And it's like Pee Wee Herman. It's somebody famous. It's somebody like very third like B list.
Right.
Whatever.
You know, I recently watched the '89 Batman. Well, not that Batman Returns.
Okay.
And Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens plays Penguin's dad.
Yes.
No idea. I didn't know that, and then I watched, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
He's gonna play Penguin's dad in the new one too. I think in the new Batman film.
In the new Batman film or in Gotham?
Or maybe it's in Gotham. I don't know. Does he play him in Gotham, or do you watch
I don't
Gotham?
know. I don't watch Gotham.
He's going to reprise his role as the Penguin's father in something soon.
Which can't make any sense because he's gonna be. If it's Gotham, it's a prequel, but he's gonna be older than in the. Why do they do this?
I don't know. I just hope that somehow all that gibberish explains why it made what it made.
Yeah.
To any money.
I actually could not find a budget or a gross for this movie.
That's not surprising.
Yeah,
This is an Italian film,
But
so
I did find something interesting that apparently on iTunes they refer to this movie as The Legend of the Titanic, an animation classic. Me personally, I do not consider it an animation classic.
No, that is the title of the movie.
Oh.
Because I searched it on Amazon, and it was called, like, Legend of the Titanic, an animation classic.
Oh, I thought that was just something like iTunes threw on there to be
No,
like,
that's just how the movie's titled when you go to, like, look to buy it on Amazon or iTunes or anything like that. Which, how do you have the balls to call yourself a classic?
Exactly.
yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know how many grandiose animations that Italy has come out with, but I don't know if I'd call this a classic. Although apparently it was, in fact, the first ever animation that the Titanic has ever been brought up into. I don't think I said that sentence right at all.
Probably not.
No, but yeah.
Is the first, like, animated Titanic adventure?
Yeah, those are the words I tried to say. Animation, Titanic. Animation plus Titanic equals first time.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that equation's right at all either.
Why? Why would they? I really don't.
Why is my math wrong? No.
No, why? I mean, I'm kind of jumping ahead, but why would you be like? Because clearly, right? This came out after the James Cameron Titanic, which was like,
I think it was like 97.
yeah, it's like 97, like mega hit, like oh my god, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Pretty sure it launched Celine Dion's career too.
Yeah, like
At least in the
super
States.
crazy. How are you like? What if we animated and? Well, we'll get into the fucking conundrum that is.
What? Where they just kind of very blatantly, but also legally distinctly do not steal from every Disney movie in history of everything. Like, I mean, most of their Disney stories are like whatever it is, free domain. No.
Yeah, public domain.
Public, that's it.
Yeah, it's all like old shit, but
It's a good day for me not to be able to speak. We're recording that episode.
yeah.
Fucking-
Oh my god. Fuck. Why? We need a time machine.
Yeah, we do, but continue.
So we can go back and like sit down with Titanic survivors and show them this film. I would love to see. So we made a documentary about your experiences of the Titanic, and just sit and watch, and at the end, just let us know what you think and fucking show them this. God, they're all dead now.
Now the question is, because we have a time machine, when do we show it to them? Do we show it to them like while they're on the ship? Like this is what's going to happen to you, so they have to see the crash. Do we show it to them like right when the crash happens? You go, all right, listen, the ship takes 2 hours to sink. You got some time to watch this. It's gonna be fine.
What if you show it
or
to
you
them?
some like way before they even buy like say they buy the ticket and then you show them, you go, like you're part of this new maiden voyage of the Titanic, and we feel this is what the voyage will be like.
You show it to them immediately after, like when they fucking just get to shore, like on whatever ship rescued them, and they're all like traumatized. And we're like, all right, we just want to make sure we got this account right.
Oh, it only shows the survivors. I thought because we had a time machine, we were going to show the people who like were still alive. Like, listen, you're going to go on a trip soon.
This is what it's gonna be like. Wow, that's great. Talking mice. Whoa.
Because I'm pretty sure that like I mean health is probably not the best if you crashed in a ship, but there's probably some people from the 20s that are still alive. You could probably show this to the Titanic crash victim and get a genuine experience.
Oh my god.
Oh no, maybe not. Wasn't that Rose lady the last Titanic survivor? Wasn't that what the whole movie was about?
No,
No.
that was a made up character.
Oh, good. Okay. No, but the old lady, and she dropped it in the end at the ocean. At the end.
but
Yeah, that
that
story's made up.
Yeah,
that was
that
all
was
fake?
yeah, there
Oh,
wasn't.
okay.
I don't think-
that was the story within the story. Well, Titanic was the real Titanic was also a flashback story.
Yeah, but that made more sense.
Did it though?
Yes.
Did she think it the whole time
Well, she was she was telling the
in her mind?
Bill
though?
Paxton and everyone what happened. It's like, oh, this is what happened.
I don't. I mean, it's been a while, but I doubt the president from Independence Day was there.
He would no, he wasn't there.
Are you sure it was
That was
Bill
Bill
Pullman?
Pullman. Bill Pullman was the president in Independence Day. Bill Paxton is the guy who's been killed by the alien, the Predator, and the Terminator.
Yes, but he's an android, so it's fine. He's an android, so it's
No,
okay.
he's not.
Yeah, right. Isn't that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So you want to go into our favorite hour?
Yeah, let's go.
Jump into the best hour, the Troy McClure hour. Hello, I'm Troy McClure. You'll recognize me from such loosely adapted stories as Cowboys and Indians, The First Thanksgiving, and Spider-Man 3, The Real Story of 9/11. Today I'm here to teach you about respectful adaptations. So Gregory Snegoff plays Everard Maltravers. None of those are real names. None of those.
Maybe Gregory, but that's pushing it.
I've had suspicions about that for years. You may recognize him from such roles as Taki in Wicked City, which is a voice. The actual person of reporter number 3 in the Stephen King film Misery. So you might actually know who this guy is, maybe. Kinda. And most recently, Scott Bernard in the Robotech franchise, which is several movies, a video game,
Anime,
a TV show.
yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely anime, yeah. Francis Pardelihan. Pardeli? Is it? There's Deli in the middle of his name. He plays Don Juan. You remember-
Holy shit, his name is Don Juan.
Oh, I have his full name later on.
I knew it was Juan, because
It's not, because it's technically Don, but again, we'll get to that later.
Okay.
You may remember such roles as Tony's assistant in the 2002 Swept Away, customs officer in the 2005 Casanova, and most recently the voice of Arvidas Lebiunis in Deadly Code. And finally, we have Jane Alexander, who plays Elizabeth Camden. You remember her from such roles as Princess in Star Maker, Sarah in Anita B., and most recently, Lady B in The Beginner. You could see the full cast and crew at imdb.com.
Do you want into the film?
Yeah, yeah. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and enjoy this fever dream.
Yeah.
Okay, so the film opens up on, well, technically the film opens up on, like, a high shot of a very, like, I want to say classily animated New York City. Like, this is, I don't want to say the pinnacle of animation, because there's better animation, kind of.
No, they did quality work, right?
Yeah,
here.
yeah. As far as, I guess, probably as far as hand-drawn animation,
Yeah.
this is the best one. And they zoom in through New York, and they get to a building, and they zoom in, and there's a Grandpa Mouse telling a story to all his grandchildren. They're like, "What? You were a sailor on the Titanic? That's crazy." And he's like, yeah, I'll tell you the real story about it, how the missing people weren't missing, and I had to put down that special whistle. It calls the terrible Mr. Ice. I don't know why he has that whistle, but...
Okay, right away, all of this is wrong.
all of it is wrong.
Not just like, oh, historically, blah, blah, blah. But no, this is wrong as, like, the story he tells does not correlate with this fucking little blurb he says. He's like, no, the whistle calls the terrible Mr. Ice, and, well, those missing people... No, the story you're going to tell us, there are no missing people.
Yeah, there weren't. There wasn't a single missing person.
No.
Well, I was thinking that, but now that you mentioned it, I was wondering if maybe they were referring to the stepmother, the stepsister, and the fiance that she didn't marry, and
No,
his,
because in the beginning
lackey.
they say that there was 100 and whatever something missing people.
Yeah,
or-
the
okay.
little fucking glasses-wearing nerd mouse kid is like, oh, and this paper says that there are hundreds of missing people. And, well, they weren't really missing.
Yeah,
They
well,
were-
I mean, I don't know if I trust that paper. Did you see the paper? Did you actually look to
No.
stop the... Oh my god, what a fucking mess that paper is. All right. First off, it says that the date on the paper says that it's Mo Day 14, Advil 1912.
Okay.
Moday instead of Monday.
Yeah, no, that's right.
And Advil, capital A, capital D, capital V-I-L, instead of April. Mm-hmm. And then 1942.
No, that's all right.
Oh, that's all correct?
That's all correct,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
good. That's all correct.
No.
Also, the paper, the top of it, you've seen a newspaper before, like this,
Once or twice,
this
yeah.
special edition,
Yeah.
right? The weekly edition.
Yeah.
What do you think that the day the Titanic crashed? What do you think edition that would be?
Evening edition.
No, the internet edition. What? Yeah, that's what it said. It said the internet edition. So yeah, off to it. Like, this is the first 5 minutes of this film, and there's a magical Mr. Ice. You got the internet version of a newspaper. The whole thing's a mess. So yeah, like we said, that the missing people weren't missing. There's a big story behind it, and I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and tell the story now. Here I am.
But
Here
at
we go.
first, he's like, no, I'm not going to tell it, and go fuck yourselves, little kid. They're like, no, I'm going to tell you. And he's like, all right, I'll tell it.
Yeah, he kind of doesn't put up too much of a fight. Yeah. The way he sets it up, I'm like, what do you mean they weren't missing? Like I was expecting them, like, and then like aliens came down and they're like, come with us to another planet.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be revealed, like, no, they were not really missing. They just, they went somewhere else.
Yeah, like the whales were like, well, we can't swim all the way to New York.
They went and lived in Atlantis, or they lived in...
Yes, no, fuck we can't live in a real place. We've just decided to live in a fictional place. Never mind.
Or maybe, and this is going completely out of left
That's
field.
fine, perfectly fine.
maybe he's referring to that technically they're not missing because they're still technically on the Titanic, just dead,
Just
in the bottom of the ocean.
they're all in our hearts. With us forever. Oh my gosh.
Well, no, they were never missing. We know exactly where they are. They're dead in the wreck of the Titanic, dummy.
Oh my god. So yeah, he goes, all right, I'll tell you the story of the Titanic, right? And first off, he goes, all right, fine, I'll tell you the story of the Titanic. And he goes over to look at it, and he's like, oh. He starts thinking to himself, the Titanic, all those years ago. And then he flashbacks in his head. So we're in a flashback. We're not hearing a story.
No, it's his flashback.
We're in a mental, he didn't tell them anything, as far as I know. The best part about it, right away, is we go through a mental flashback, and the story starts off with, there's a dock full of humans, and the humans greet each other, and we hear the story of the humans now.
Regardless of if it's his flashback or him telling his story about his time on the Titanic, neither one should have this much fucking detail about what the humans are doing.
No, there had to have been a part in the film that they left out where after the Titanic crashed and everybody got to safety, they were like, so what happened to you before we met? Let me look at a book.
Yeah, I want to take this down.
I want to tell a very elaborate story to my grandkids one day, and I will not spare even the minutest of details. Remember when that guy I liked, his dog was like, oh, I gotta go find that lady, and then instead of immediately finding me, he was like, I'm gonna go hang out with these cats for a second, and woof woof, and then shake my butt at them. And that's a story I can't wait to tell my grandkids.
I can't leave that detail out.
Yeah, it's insane that this is a flashback.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring this up now, because while I was watching it, I was questioning you. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? What is going on? How is this happening?
Yeah, you couldn't believe that I was making you do this.
Yeah, while I was driving earlier today, it clicked. I know what it is.
Oh.
This is the mouse equivalent of Grandpa Simpson. You know how Grandpa Simpson would just ramble until, in my day, the ferry only cost a nickel. And back in those days, they had pictures of bees on them. Give me 5 bees for a quarter. You'd say, that's this. It's just him sidetracking and going with, and it's not a coherent story. It's just a Grandpa Simpson story.
I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. That's my favorite grandpa story. Which was the style at the time. Onion on the belt.
But we didn't have those white onions because of the war.
What did that matter?
No, Danny, that's how he draws you in, you idiot! Oh, we gotta hear the whole story now. Don't tell him about his days.
Yeah.
His book says, books. Let me tell you about President Hoover gave me a book once. What? No! Onions!
Books weren't printed on paper back then, though. No, we ran out. There was a worldwide paper shortage.
Printed them on the backs of elephants. What are you talking about, Grandpa? So, yeah. Humans are moving about on the dock, and they're going to board a giant ship, the Titanic. Elizabeth and her family, they arrive. They marvel at the ship. I marvel at the flawless animation that this film was already giving us. Oh, my God.
Oh, you mean the not moving the map in the animation when they talk?
The 50-page flip book, but I'm only giving you 10 pages. So, after we learn about Elizabeth and her family, then we kind of go off into a corner behind a barrel under a crate, and we finally meet a mouse. And that mouse is like, all right, now that cat's gone, let's all go on the ship. And every mouse in, apparently, the United Kingdom board that ship. I don't know enough about the Titanic to know that it started in the UK.
Yeah, it started there.
Nobody has had a British accent so far.
No.
Nobody has it. That's a lie. One person, I don't know if I should say person, has a British accent later on in the film.
The dog?
Yeah. Who's not British.
No.
Well, maybe he is. Maybe he bought the dog. And not the point. Whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the mice. That's right. They run to the ship. They're like, yeah, we can board the Titanic, and there's a whole bunch of mice. It's a big
And-
multicultural group of mice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now the one mouse it's supposed to be Grandpa Mouse.
Yeah. Top Connors is supposed to be Grandpa Mouse.
Top Connors, who has a little mouse hat, and I told you I have this issue. I can buy that all the mice have little mice clothes. Fine. Don't fucking tell me he has a little mouse Titanic hat.
Yeah, it's not the sailor hat, it's the embroidery of Titanic on it. Where do they get the knowledge and the time to get, like, merchandise specific?
Are you kidding me? How about the Brazilian mouse who apparently was very well at playing soccer for a mouse?
He actually went to the UK to learn how to play soccer.
Did he? Is that what they said?
No, he's
Yes.
like, I was here to learn their national pastime, soccer. And then he's like, look.
Yeah, because he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to take this back to Brazil and improve it a little. They're like, how are you going to improve it? What are you going to do to our game? And then, and then he goes into the whole, I'm going to juggle this around and show you what else you can do with
there's
a
like
ball.
2 solid minutes of just the mouse, like,
Yeah.
just kicking around the ball.
Yeah.
Header, but
Okay, so first off, a Brazilian mouse left Brazil in 1920 to come to the UK.
Well, before 1914.
1912, sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
1910, we'll say, right? Give him an estimate of 2 years. Right, he left Brazil to go to England in 1910 to learn England's national pastime. Soccer.
Yes.
And then bring it back to Brazil.
To improve upon it.
But yet he plays like Pele.
Yeah.
Well, that makes perfect sense as to both why he was like, oh, I love soccer here in Brazil. Let me go somewhere else to learn it better. It makes sense because Brazil has had soccer since 1880.
Right.
Yeah.
So, of course he knows. Of course the Brazilian mouse loves soccer and wants to learn more about soccer because his country already has fucking soccer. He's not going to bring it back. He already knows. How does he know about soccer then?
Also, why do humans and mice share the same pastime?
Oh, they both had
Yeah, why can't, like, really all of Brazil, like, mice and how come there aren't other animals playing? Only mice seem to wear clothes. Dogs aren't wearing clothes, and except for sharks, they have hats.
Some of them.
Just the one shark.
Just one, but they all have prison uniforms. Whatever. Not prison uniforms, just prison numbers on their chest.
Yeah,
that's very Holocausty.
Are they locked up there? What's the implication?
I have no clue.
Oh my god!
Wow, we're jumping all over.
No, this is an all over type of film.
Yeah, no,
it's a big explanation. Like you're saying, how do the mouse have talked to people? They say that there's mice from Brazil. They have Brazilian culture. There's British mice. They talk about. There's
a Mexican mice.
They say that there's an Italian family with roughly 8 kids, all named after cheese, like gorgonzola, fettuccine, margonzola, garganbola, whatever. Disgrace to Italians. Right
and then here. So, from what I can tell, there's Grandpa Mouse, Connor.
Top Connors, yeah.
Top Connors, who he's, I guess, the official crewman.
Yeah. He's not he's the one. There's basically a captain that we kind of never really see, and Top Connors, he's the crew.
Yeah. Well, and then there's the
whole Titanic.
But there's also the French Mouse.
Oh, Camembert.
Yeah.
Who's the chef.
Who's the chef.
/ the janitor technician.
But why is there a captain? I can understand there being...
Yeah, why is there a captain?
Because he literally, that's like if I was like, hey man, I rented us a bus. We're gonna go over to take a trip to Atlantic City or something. So I rented us a bus and bus driver and everything. So I'm the captain. I am the captain now. Why? Like, there's no point. There's already someone in control.
No, you just explained why Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's I am the captain.
No, that was my bad impression of what's the Tom Hanks movie where the black dude was like, "Look at me, look at me.
Oh,
I am the captain now."
Captain Phillips.
Yeah. Although
You think he might have done it racist, but that's exactly how it was done.
I remember that.
I would love to see that scene reshot with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, that's I want to see the whole. What is that movie? Captain
Phillips.
I want to see the whole Captain Phillips movie where it's Tom Hanks across from Jean-Claude. He's the leader.
The best part.
Still, everybody else is still Somalian.
Yeah, everybody
Just
else.
him.
And like everyone still has machine guns except for Jean-Claude Van Damme, who just like fucking kicks people and shit.
It's just that one scene from the green screen clip that he put out where he keeps. Oh no! What did I do? Oh, I got to walk away. Oh my god! I can't believe it. High kick.
Oh boy.
So yeah, Top Connors he's the one crewman and he's got to get all the mice on. He sees a beautiful lady mouse and he's like, "Wow, I gotta bang her," but he's not that gross about it. And then this is when we see the Brazilian soccer skills, and we learn that I don't know if we learn it now, but that guy's name is Ronnie.
Yes.
And he plays a part later on. One of the humans, Everard Maltravers, he greets Elizabeth's family, because we jump back to the humans now. We're done with those mice.
Yeah.
And we learn that Everard is supposed to marry Elizabeth, but she doesn't like him or like anything like that. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed this.
Yeah.
But there's a woman standing behind Elizabeth that's wearing the exact same clothes as her.
Oh, no, I didn't even know
Exactly the exact same clothes.
Also, we should point out that Everhard Maltravers is clearly evil because he has an eye patch.
Oh yeah.
Like-
Absolutely. He's clearly American.
Yeah. An evil...
Like Elizabeth and that family, they have like that, oh my, maybe that's British. Maybe. Everard's definitely American, though. He's like, I'll find you today. And actually, that's a British accent now that I do it. Okay, Everard Maltravers is definitely Captain Hook.
I'll get you, Peter Pan.
Me, go fight the loved ones and go get the crocodile.
But instead of a crocodile, a mouse. Get a mouse.
Get a mouse. How does that movie work again? I don't know. All I can think of is that I recently read that Dustin Hoffman in Hook was like, yeah, we should play it like a gay couple. So him and whoever plays Shmi. Who's that?
Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins. Yeah, they play like an old couple of married queens. He said that's how they played it. And you're like, yeah, we just play like a couple of gay people. It was great. I don't know if he said the phrase "gay people" though.
No. He said, let's play like some of them gays.
Yeah, some of them bags of quiz. So he described the homosexual community as bags of quiz.
Strangely enough, that's actually the term they prefer.
Oh!
Yeah. So
Ahead of the time.
they took it back.
Ahead of the time. We're taking it. And we ruined it for them today, right now. So behind the whole family getting to know each other, we see a bunch of gypsy folk dancing, and there's a crowd surrounding them, and Elizabeth's like, what? Dancing people having fun? I've never seen that before. And the gypsy folks like, hey, dog, go, get that. I don't know what he's like, go find that lady. And the dog goes and looks for the lady, and he's like, oh, her glove. I'll just take that. And goes back to the guy and gives it to him. And that's it. I thought the plan was take the glove, and then she's like, my glove. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, my dog, is he just out of control?
Yeah.
What's your name? Here's your glove. No, he was like, her glove. Yes. Okay, let's go on the ship now. See ya.
I want to go jerk off into them. I'm tired of using my socks.
Into it?
Yeah.
I would have put it on and
Put
then...
it on, yeah.
But you're putting your dick into one of the finger holes and
just the whole hand. And you just
use
go
it as
in.
like a fleshlight.
Yeah, and then when you finish, you just in the glove. Right? That's...
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a pretty pain.
When I say put it on, I mean put it on my hand
Oh.
and jerk off with it.
I'm talking about using it like a sock.
No,
You have
flashlight.
You have five different slots to shoot into. It's kind of like a game.
What? Yeah, what fucking game?
It's like, what is it, Kaplinko, where you drop the ball and it's like, ping, ping, ping. Well, where's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go?
How? How is it like that? How the hell is it like that?
You don't know where it's gonna... You're gonna places you don't know where.
God, you ruined Plinko for me. You ruined both my Italian heritage fucking, and The Price is Right.
Plinko is just like jerking off into a glove.
Kerplinko.
Kerplunk? What are we talking about here?
Isn't that what it's called? Kerplinko? Or is it just Plinko?
No, it's Kerplunk. It's a totally different game, I think.
Yeah, but Plinko is...
It's just Plinko, not Kerplinko?
Yeah, no.
Plinko, then.
So what's happening? Somebody's jerking off into a glove, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, that's kind of is what he's doing. He's jerking off, and like reverse jerking off with his nose. Mr. Maltravers is like, Jeffers. Actually, the guy's name is Jeffries, but I heard Jeffers, and that's what I call him for this whole film, which is a much more stupid name, so I love it. So he's like, Jeffers, go go follow that gypsy guy. Just, whatever he does, it might be something weird. Go check it out.
He's probably jerking off into a glove, and that's weird.
Yeah, I'd probably just watch that for a while, just so you know it's gross. This is it. The gypsy guy and his band, they go to board the ship, and the guy in charge of the ship, he's like, "Oh, you have to have that dog on a leash or whatever," and he doesn't say anything. He just keeps walking, and his group is like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? You know who this guy is? You know who this fucking dude is? This is Don Juan Toniro del Iriarte Gonzalez Leon, Prince of Andalusia." And
right.
They threaten him. And I looked it up. Andalusia is a real part of Spain. No. And not only that, it's the most stereotypical part of Spain. It's the part that's like tapas and flamenco. And
really?
Bullfighting. Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
I was surprised how correct they were. They were like, he's of a real place, so it's all fine.
All right.
Yeah. Ironically, everything they're doing...
Correct.
No, spot on correct. You're racist for thinking it is racist. So everybody just gets on. They threaten the guy. They're like, "Oh, we'll give you a sandwich full of knuckles."
Which, if he's some sort of big deal prince, shouldn't more people on the boat know who he is?
Yeah, they should probably they should know that a prince is coming.
Exactly. Instead of being like, "Look at that fucking gypsy over there, stupid gypsy dancing around like an ass."
I mean, let's compare this to Titanic, where it's like, oh, you had the rich snobs, and then oh, look at all these fucking poor people down below deck playing Irish music and going, and they're basically
Irish.
Yeah, they're basically those people. Which, how are so many Spanish people in the UK to go to America? Whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a Spain immigrant. Basically, the Crusades ended and nobody went home.
There's a whole crew. The whole deck of fucking poor people, the whole third class deck.
Yeah, the D deck or whatever.
They're all Spanish gypsies.
Yeah.
And he's riding with them. If he's a prince, why wouldn't he be up?
He's a man amongst his people. Italian. Oh wait, Spanish.
Yeah.
So on the Titanic, Mr. Maltravers, he's dictating a note to Jeffers, and then Jeffers is like, "Oh, it's so great to work with you," and he's like, "You're fat and dumb." And then Maltravers, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get the worldwide whaling rights and Elizabeth's hand in marriage, and also all the Duke's money, and is there nobody else in the world he can steal from? He's gotta steal everything from this one fucking dude. He's gotta steal his whaling rights, his daughter, and his cash. He's the rich white world is a small world."
Also,
Go.
that's not how whaling rights. What? That's not. It's just international waters. You just go and fucking.
Yeah, he must have wanted the worldwide whaling rights for 50 miles out from the coast.
He's like, "Hey man, I want the worldwide whaling rights for your beaches.
Yeah, for your front yard.
We don't.
Great.
we don't really have whales on our beaches. Yeah, but just in case.
Look,
Not even that. How many boats are really out there during this time? You figure maybe you own 1, 2 boats. You destroy his boat. What boat is he going to go out there and hunt whales with?
He apparently had a fleet on the ready. They've said several. He had the dolphins.
Oh, no,
so
that
many
guy
boats.
did. But but I'm talking about the other guy that he's trying to steal the rights from. How many boats
Well,
does he realistically have?
he has the legal rights. So if Maltravers just starts whaling, and then the guy's like, "Yeah, this guy's stealing from me," he's not gonna be able to go to England and be like, "I'm a rich white man," without being like, "Yeah, the fucking law, the law."
But how does he have the rights?
Oh, that's a backstory we should be interested in.
And then how do they know that they caught the whale in his territory? What if he was like, "Oh yeah, I went 50 miles down north and I caught this whale and decided to fucking tow it up this way."
Yeah, no, that's
White pride, probably.
no, but they come back and they're like, hey, where'd you get the whale from? I don't know, somewhere not in your whaling territory. Oh, okay. And they catch some whale. What are you doing? Not whaling. Oh, okay.
I mean, that seems legit enough for that time. So I want to like dispute you and have like a big grandiose argument, but that all seems fine to me for that time.
That's
Just, who are you? Nobody. I'm not doing nothing. Well, do it over there. Well, jeez, come on, man.
What's that thing? It's not a whale.
It's nothing. Mostly.
I'm helping it. This harpoon was stuck in its eye, and I'm just getting it out to help it leave.
I'm just performing surgery and cutting it open to do so.
I don't like any of this line of thought.
And drinking right? This way you cut open a whale, and then you stick a straw in and drink its whale juice.
Yeah.
And then you eat its heart for its power.
And then you smell like perfume forever.
Yeah.
That's how it works, right?
Hamburgers.
That's just like, that's poop, you know? That's just poop.
Hamburgers?
Yeah.
No, it's vomit.
It's mucus.
Yeah,
It's
because
poop.
it happens when a whale eats a squid beak and it agitates it and it goes bleh and just vomits and it's the lining of its stomach.
That's what they say it is.
And then
So it makes
women
you
put
feel
it on
bad.
them.
Yeah, because
Because women are crazy.
well, look, Fox News, perfume, same thing.
Yep.
Man, between perfume and diamonds, women are just the worst, huh? Oh boy. Whatever. So yeah, we jump into like inside of these pipes and we see the mice again. And Top Connors and Ronnie, they're wanting to see a mouse speech. A mouse speech.
Yes. Those two words.
Those were the words. All
They're
right,
finally
good.
right,
Good.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, the head mouse says some stuff like be careful because the mouse board and the mouse inspection board hasn't searched the ship yet to know if everything's like legally. Yeah.
All right.
It's-
Okay.
I mean, it's fine for me because I thought when we went from like the rich white people to talking animals, we'd kind of get away from government regulations and shit.
Nope.
No, not at all.
They actually have more stringent regulations.
Yes, they make everybody meet to talk about safety measures. So yeah, they actually kind of do.
They
There was no Grand Titanic. Listen, technically we don't have enough lifeboats, so just go slow when we crash. Like they didn't do that at all. Yeah. Just watch out. There are cats on board. Everyone be careful. Enjoy the food. Speaking of food, we jump to the dining room where the humans are enjoying food, and they're kind of like the Duke and Elizabeth and the captain. They're all like, harumph, this is not bad. No, not terrible at all, harumph. And then the mice are just like, oh my god, food. Yeah, they did. There's a dinner party. They're like, Elizabeth's going to marry this guy. She's like, I don't want to do that. I'm leaving, harumph. And then Ronnie is like, oh man, Elizabeth. She's so beautiful. That's great.
Oh,
and he's
man.
like, dude, that's like you and her. That's not possible. That's not ever going to happen.
Yeah.
And Ronnie's like, you're a fucking racist.
Don't tell us.
The worst part about this show is I have to explain that that's not a hyperbole. He literally says, if there's one thing I'm not, it's a racist. This must be where like all kids get their like racist information from. They go, oh, I get it. I watched that one scene. It all makes sense to me now. I know how racism works.
This is how racism
If you
works.
hate anybody who's not you, it's racist. What?
All right, so Elizabeth runs off, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Ronnie calls him a race. So are we ready to go full stupid?
Yeah, this is where, despite the fact that we don't have any sharks in the movie yet, the movie jumps the shark.
Yeah, the whole ship jumps the shark.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to call dolphins sharks, then dolphins jump the ship.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're dancing around this. But, yeah, Elizabeth runs outside and cries into the ocean. And she cries onto a dolphin. And then the dolphin jumps up out of the ocean, up, like, to eye level of the deck, and just keeps doing that so he can talk to her, or she
Yeah.
can talk to Elizabeth.
And literally, it's jumping like 100 feet into the air.
Yeah.
Out of the water.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of them. And not only does it jump, but it like flaps its flippers and like hovers there. And it's like, Elizabeth, blah, 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 and then it goes down and then jumps back up.
And, yeah, the dolphin's like, Elizabeth, hello, you're up there. I want to talk to you. And I'm like, what? How can we talk? Oh, it's simple. A net of magic moonbeams hit your tears, and a little more magic from the dolphins, and voila! Now you can talk to animals.
Hold on. I'm gonna run the numbers on the. No, that checks out.
It does?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense, but I just ran the numbers. It checks out. That's
I had
how.
like a paragraph I was going to go off on about. Fuck it, all right, whatever, moving on.
that checks out.
Ronnie's like, oh, these dolphins have a gold mine. They can play soccer so good with those jumps. And this was like the one time in the movie where I was like, ah, that's a great jump. Damn it. I was like, you fucking, like when he was like, they have a gold mine, I was like, dude, Ronnie's gonna turn goat and fucking milk these dolphins for magic power. He's like, soccer. I was like, no, they got me. Fuck. I'm a greedy bitch. Damn it. Ah, like, oh.
Capitalism.
They showed me. So, yeah, they can jump super high. They can score goals from anywhere. Ah. Yeah, it's... The dolphin tells Elizabeth, I don't know why he knows this. Well, I can figure out why, though. That Maltravers has a team of whaling ships and is hunting whales to extinction, and they need a miracle. Jeffers sees Elizabeth talking to dolphins, even though Maltravers told him to go spy on the gypsy guy.
Yeah.
I don't know why he thought, yeah. We go to a private room, and Maltravers is trying to get the worldwide whaling rights as a wedding gift from the Duke, and he's like, well, you're not getting married, so there's no rush for a wedding gift. Don't have to worry about it. And he's like, oh, that was my one plan. I'll have to make another plan now.
So, I know we're not married or anything, but maybe if you could just give me that wedding gift now.
So you've got no clue how wedding gifts work, huh? No.
I could have tried like a birthday present.
That's like, no, but that's the same dumbass logic of like a kid. Like, I know my birthday isn't in like for a week. What can I get a new toy now?
That's a kid saying my birthday's in September, but it's June, and like
if we do it now,
this will be my birthday
then I don't
present.
have to do it.
Yeah,
I don't have options. Please let me negotiate my fucking life. I'm a child.
Let me negotiate this, but I have no leverage.
Listen, here's the best advice I can give to any kid out there. Just what you do is you get a toy, you go, can you please buy this for me? And they go, when they go, no, you go, well, look, I have to buy this with money, so either you buy it for me or I suck dick. And then they'll buy the toy for you, or they'll beat you, and then you can call the government. And it's that part's complicated, but it's step one of a really good process.
Yeah.
So yeah, Duke's like, well, marriage isn't happening anytime soon, so you're not getting the dummy gift. Jeffers enters, and he's like, oh, go get our special friend ready. Maltravers says, go get our special friend ready. And also, now definitely follow Elizabeth.
Yeah, now follow her.
Now. So Jeffers goes onto the deck, and he pulls out a whistle, and he's like, whee! And then a shark pops out of the water wearing a hat.
It's like one of those prison caps.
Yeah.
And he's also got a prison like number on his chest. But did the magical moonbeams also let him talk to the is that why he can talk to the shark?
Understand. Well, yeah, why can Jeffers or Jeffries talk to the shark?
But it's also established right here that they've been in contact with this shark for a while.
Yeah,
they're not no, they've known each other.
No. Now, is the whistle magic, or can he just hear it through the water?
Is it just like a shark whistle, like you buy the dog whistle?
Yeah,
shark whistle.
Maybe it is magic because isn't that the same whistle that they show in the beginning of the movie?
Yeah. Which is, again, a weird... you know what? I agree with you. It has to be magic because he goes, don't touch that! That calls the evil Mr. They're in the middle of New York City. How's a shark... Was it going to pop out of the fucking toilet and be like, oh, what do you need, boss?
Right.
There's no water. He's not going to get a shark near him at all.
Is the shark ever called Mr. Ice?
No, I don't even think they give it a name.
No.
Oh, they do?
I don't know if anybody else does, but Grandpa Top Connors in the beginning says, don't touch that. That calls the dreaded Mr. Ice.
No, I understand that.
But throughout the in the movie,
I don't think so.
I don't think they ever go, oh, Mr. Ice to the shark. I don't think they ever refer to him as.
No, I don't. That's not something I ever call. No. Maybe there's a lot of interaction between the animals and stuff, so they could have just squeezed it in. But I didn't.
So when they at the beginning of the movie when he's like, oh, that calls the dreaded Mr. Ice, I thought there was going to be some kind of living iceberg monster that attacked the ship. No.
Yeah, I don't. When he said the dreaded Mr. Ice, instantly what popped into my mind was fucking whatever his name is, Ice Miser from the fucking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Ice Miser.
Yeah,
that sounds. Is that a real name? Because that sounds.
I
racist
think it's
as
Mr.
fuck.
Ice.
No, you are right because
It is Ice Miser?
Me and my sister were actually just talking about this a few days ago.
Yeah, it's a Jewish cut. Yeah,
Yeah, that's like a Jewish.
No, but you know that old school claymation. I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
So
isn't
that basically? Here comes the Ice Jew. Holy shit!
Yes, it was made in the fucking dude. Go look up American history. Right after World War II, Americans 60% of Americans were like, "Oh no, we don't want any of those filthy Jews here. No, don't give them refugee homes here. We don't like that."
Israel, make a new country, Israel.
Before, not a good sign for us at all. Before World War II, and the whole Nazi shit, America was they were 70% German. They were like, "Yay, Germany!" They used to, that Zig Heil thing. That's how they saluted the flag.
There was a Nazi rally in MSG.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're fucks. We used to be fucks.
Used to be, right?
Oh, well,
yeah, we're totally not anymore.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Look, I'm not fucking calling anybody out here. That's your job. You call people out.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world, Jake Delta's calling you out.
That's what happens. You be my manager. And you just be the mouthpiece.
Listen, you slack-jawed nobodies. This guy over here, he's gonna mess you up because you stink, and I hate your family, and you smell, and I piss on you when you sleep because he's gonna do stuff to you.
Has that ever been a wrestling gimmick where a dude has a manager and the manager just talks shit and is like, "You piece of garbage, I would whoop your ass, but you know what? Jay Delta's gonna do it." I'm just wait, cool. No, you got this.
It's all you. You never. I'll kill your family.
Would he be?
Jay Delta's gonna do it.
Would the manager be the heel and the wrestler be the face? And just boom, always takes the.
You could do if you're gonna do that. Then the face has to be like a Billy Kidman type, where he's just some skinny nobody who's well, I don't really feel like that. He's like, "No, you got it, champ.
No, you got it." Just gets his shit kicked out.
He's gonna double stomp your face. I don't want to do that. No, you got it. We'll teach it. Well, you learn it tomorrow.
You got him.
Please don't hurt me. So yeah, there's a grown man talking to a shark. They trade casualties and then plans, and they split up. The next day, Elizabeth goes into a room, and then Top Connors and Ronnie kind of sneak up to her, and they're like, "Hey, Elizabeth, we're talking mice, don't freak out." Actually, they don't say freak out. They don't say don't freak out. They just go, "Hey, Elizabeth, what's up?"
Yeah.
They just, "Hey,
and
we know your name."
Okay.
Yeah, well, she goes, "What? Who are you?" "Oh, well, that's not important. I'll never go back outside so long as Maltravers is still on this ship." And he's like, what? Don't run away from your fears. That's actually a spot-on voice of him, too.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking good.
That was not intentional at all. I was mocking his voice. And I was like, actually, that's pretty much exactly what he sounds like. We might get sued. So yeah, go tell your father how you feel. Go tell your father how you feel. And then on the deck, Don Juan and crew, they're like, "Let's have a flamenco party." Yeah, flamenco. They dance, and then Don Juan talks to his dog. He's like, "Oh, I just want to be alone, Smiley."
What an awful name for a dog.
It really is.
It's not a good name.
That's
At first, when he kept saying Smiley, I thought he was talking about the girl until halfway through the movie, when I was like, "Oh wait, the dog is named Smiley."
Dog is named Smiley.
dog is named. Can we call the ASPCA and have that dog taken away?
Yes, ASPCA. Can we help you? Oh, yes, some guy named his dog Smiley. Oh, good God, we'll be there in seconds.
you
Get the shotgun.
You gotta do one of those in the arms of an angel. And it's just dogs with all fucking the name tags on. It's just all shitty names.
Bartholomew.
Smiley. Oh God, turn it off.
Rumpelstiltskin. How do you call that? How do you call a dog? Jail. Everybody, just jail him. The whole family. The 6-year-old kid too. Jail. I don't care. She knew what she was doing. So the Duke says he leaves the dinner party that they're apparently still having from yesterday, I guess. I don't know. He leaves the dinner party. He's like, I'm gonna go talk to Elizabeth, and the stepmother's like, he'll ruin all of our plans. I gotta go talk to Mel Travers, and she leaves. And I don't know where the father went, but we go to Elizabeth's room. Oh,
is this supposed to be like a Tommy Boy situation?
Well, you know what's funny? I kept thinking that too throughout the whole movie, that it reminded me a lot of Tommy Boy.
Oh, okay.
Like the stepmother and Mal Travers.
No joke. I couldn't figure out what the hell is going on in this story. It all makes sense to me now. It all makes perfect. I totally fucking get what the hell is going on
If
now.
you think about it, a lot of the scenes in this are similar, if not the same exact, as the Titanic.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say Tommy Boy too.
Oh yeah, no.
And I couldn't wait.
Oh, you! I can't tell you how much you just built me up right now. I was really hoping you were going to compare this to fucking time. I couldn't wait for the logic
Yeah,
train
you can see
behind
that scene where the one mouse was cleaning the other mouse with gasoline at the gas station.
Yeah. Oh, right. Remember the scene in the beginning where Elizabeth and the Duke, they're like singing that song together, and then the Duke has a heart attack.
And then Elizabeth and David Spade.
Of course. Right? They try to sell some shit, and Elizabeth's like, bah! And she sets the model car on fire. And then she breaks up a roll, and then the cook's like, I'll turn the fryers back on, okay. The same problem I had every time. I don't know if I mixed in any bit of Black Sheep with any of those references.
No, you're good.
I never know.
No clue
You
if
never
any of those
know.
references were for Black Sheep.
Because in Black Sheep, he's the one, and it's like him, and he's a lovable buffoon, and he messes up, and then David Spade is the like, Tommy, And then in Tommy Boy, it's Chris Farley's the lovable buffoon, and David Spade's like, Chris Farley.
Yeah.
And then one of them has a cabin, and the bat. And
No, they both have a cabin. One cabin has a bat and a giant rock,
Yeah.
and one cabin has Gary Busey. Or is that a bus?
No, those are both the same movie.
Yeah.
Those are both the...
What? No.
Yeah.
There was no
Yeah.
cabin in Tommy Boy.
What? Wait.
Nope.
Wait. What?
Gary
happened?
Busey is in Black Sheep.
Yeah.
And the cabin with the bat is in Black Sheep.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that does make sense.
Yeah.
Because he goes to the rock because his cell phone doesn't get signal.
But this perfectly illustrates how they just mesh together. They're
You know they were gonna make there was gonna be another third movie with them.
really...
Yeah, like they were gonna do another. I would like.
Oh, God.
That's awful, but I would have loved
would've
it.
loved
I would
it.
have fucking paid all my money for it. Where are we?
Elizabeth is going to go talk to.
No, the dad.
The stepmother,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
We jump to Elizabeth's room
Tommy
for some
boy.
reason, and Elizabeth gives Ronnie and Top Connor some cheese. Just some racist shit right there. That's all. We go to some random private room, and the stepmom and Mal Travers are talking over their secret plan, and they talk about they just talk it openly.
Yeah.
And at one point they go, "Well, luckily our cohorts aren't limited to this place." Like they say something where they're like, "And we're also banging too." Like that's basically what they say.
Tommy Boy.
Yeah. Yes, Tommy Boy. Yes, and she was like, "Mommy like," and he was like, "Yeah, that's creepy." Yeah. And I was like, "Not really. That's okay." That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. So we go back to Elizabeth's room, and Ronnie and Top Connors, they were listening to the evil secret plans.
Even though they were just eating cheese.
Yeah, which, I mean, I didn't want to say it before, because I always kind of feel bad for David Spade as is, but David Spade's definitely the mice in this film. he's definitely the mice, right? Isn't he in Time Boy, he's the one who sees them kiss?
No, that's the girl.
What girl?
The girl that Tommy ends up.
Oh, so David Spade's definitely a white woman, huh? Which further proves the point that you cannot tell Tommy Boy and Black Sheep apart.
No, Chris Farley's the white woman. No. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris
No.
Farley's the white woman.
Chris
yeah.
Farley's the white woman,
Which white woman?
which
Elizabeth.
So not the white woman in the movie of Tommy Boy and Black Sheep.
You can't say the movie.
The movie that's both movies.
Yes. All right.
What a fucking mess. Can we get to the part where everyone dies yet? Like,
We're getting there.
not real, like... Yeah, so, I don't know, whatever. I don't care where we were. Now we're in the Duke's office. Elizabeth tells her father, she's like, listen, I don't want to marry that dude. And he's like, listen, I'm not going to force you into anything. You don't have to do anything you don't want. And they're like, oh, yes. And she hugs him. And I don't know why, but when the dad's like, I never had any intention of making you do that. You don't have to do anything you don't want. And she was like, oh, Dad, and hugged. And the music swells. And I'm like, so they're going to get married now, right?
Yeah,
like,
no, that was...
That's definitely what had just happened. Yeah, and then we go onto the deck, and Don Juan is there by himself, which, to me, enforces it, because it's the daughter and the dad, like, oh, yes, we're going to get married now. And Don Juan's alone on a deck by himself with a glove, like, I'm going to jerk off with this again.
Which hole have I not shot it into yet?
Yeah,
I think it's a thumb tonight.
No, that's gross.
Go for the ring finger.
It's too late now. I already put it in the thumb. It's too late. It's already gross. It's already gross. I should probably like wait for them to dry.
Yeah,
just going right into it again.
But hey, man, if you can go back to back, why not?
You could have just stopped at "Hey, man."
Listen, if the glove fits, you can't quit.
That works. Yes.
The glove, you just can't stop. You can't. But it's such a good fit. Like, I can't quit. Even the pink, I don't understand. The ring finger and the pinky. It's perfect, like a glove every time. They all like a glove. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we go to Don Juan, who's on the deck, and he's kind of sitting there sad. And I don't know if he changed his clothes or this is the first time I realized it, but Don Juan is dressed exactly like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction in this film. He's got the suit, the one earring, like his hair's kind of hanging down. I was just like, wow, like that's so weird. I was kind of waiting for that fucking John Travolta meme where you seen that now? Where he kind of looks around like, what the fuck am I? I love that thing. Yeah, Don Juan he's there on the deck smelling the glove. Smiley's like, I'm gonna go look for Elizabeth. He goes into like the dance room, ballroom or whatever. Everybody in the ballroom is dressed like Cinderella.
Yeah.
And then some guy who I'm pretty sure wasn't, like, because in the beginning of the film, the dog, like, the guy's like, no, that dog can't get out on a leash. And then they're like, well, kick your ass. And they go on, and the dog pees on him, and then takes his hat and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure a guy who wasn't that guy then goes, I got you now, you mangy mutt. Get out of here. Yeah, you suck. Like he got him back. But I'm pretty sure that it was a different guy. Also, there's another weird, like, a thing. He calls him, get out of here, you fiddler on the woof, which is a Fiddler on the Roof reference, which didn't come out in 1912, so that guy should not be making that reference. And then this is, even though the movie already kind of jumped the shark, it jumps the shark again for me, because after Smiley gets thrown out of the ballroom, he lands down in front of Top, Connors, and Ronnie, and they're like, what made you think you'd get in there? That's crazy. And he's like, quite right, old chap. Don't know what I was thinking. Looking for Elizabeth here, quite. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is happening? First of all, that's not, I don't think it's a British dog. Like, I'm pretty sure that's like an American Spaniel. Like, it's like a sheepdog. Like, they're from Spain. I don't know why aren't the British mice British? But
why is nobody
the Spanish dog is British? Fuck the whole film.
Yes, well, quite, chaps. I just thought,
So, yeah, they talk to each other and they get a plan. They're like, yeah, we'll execute it tomorrow at sunset. Right, boom, let's go do it.
Yeah.
We go...
Which is strange part, doesn't even seem like the day changes from where they are now to tomorrow at sunset.
Well, you got to pay attention to when, which we haven't mentioned yet, they've already done like once or twice. You got to pay attention to when those CGI outside shots.
Oh, is that supposed to be the change of days?
I think that's when the days change, yeah.
Oh my god, the terrible CGI. Why would you go through all the work of having a hand-drawn animation movie and then just fucking doo-doo all over it.
I don't understand. Like, you remember the TV show Reboot?
Yes.
When that came out, what, like 92? Like
that is the
91?
second time I have heard that show mentioned today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What the
but no, but my point is though,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that animation style. In whatever it was, 91, 92, I didn't watch that show because I thought that animation was awful,
bad,
was
yeah.
bad. I was like, I'm not watching this show. This is God. I can't look at this crap. I tolerated Beast Wars from how like the animation. I was like, this is
This was
This
like,
is, ugh.
have you ever seen Lawnmower Man?
Yes.
I want to say I have, but not recently enough to get.
This
whatever
is
you're
like
gonna say.
Lawnmower Man level animate, like really bad, like
Yeah, I'll
fucking
give you that.
just starting out CGI.
All right, so yeah, we go inside the ship again, and Maltravers and the stepmom are like, all right, let's do our plan. All right, we're gonna be out. We're gonna come out soon. Maltravers, get ready. Here it comes. Right, and they're gonna do a plan. If I remember correctly from earlier in the film, they're gonna do a plan where Maltravers is like, oh, okay, Elizabeth, yeah, no, we have made up. It's good, great. No, so we're back
Yeah.
together now, and everything's cool. And then he'll be like, so Duke, we're back together. How about you sign those things over to me? And that's gonna be the plan. So right now they're gonna go do that. And like we're gonna come out, and Maltravers goes to be like, "Oh, sure, Elizabeth. See you later. Bye." And right as he goes to do that, they open the door, and Ronnie kicks a soccer ball at him.
A mouse-sized soccer ball
When he kicked it, sure. But mid-flight,
that grows mid-flight
Yeah.
into a full-size soccer ball, hits Maltravers hard enough to knock him back onto like one of those like tray tables, like
a serving cart.
like a serving cart,
Yeah.
and then launch him across the entire ship.
Yeah, the whole hallway in through doors into a washing pit. Like there should have been a rocket on that.
Also, there should be a hole in his sternum.
Yeah, yeah, it hit him pretty hard. I don't understand how he walked away after that.
He should look like Jesse Ventura in Predator with the giant gaping hole in his chest.
Listen, I think we should all look like Jesse Ventura and Predator, like just all the time.
Oh, yeah.
we should all just look that good.
Sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Absolutely, that's my life goal all day, every day. Sexual goddamn Tyrannosaurus. What does it mean? Doesn't matter. Look how good I look.
It's on my business card. It's J Delta, Sexual Tyrannosaurus.
You joke, but I'm seriously contemplating starting to do that. Like I think I may start referring to myself as that.
That's a fucking good business card.
Yeah, I gotta go find Just Return and be like, listen, you're done with that, right? I can steal that? He'll be all, no, you can't steal that. I'm still using it. I'll be like, but I have proof 9/11. He'll be like, yes, you can use everything.
That's a hell of a business card.
Jesse Ventura, I have proof of 9/11. Oh, that's not the business card you were talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. Jimmy Time, sexual goddamn Tyrannosaurus. You gotta have the goddamn on there. The question is, do you have the sexual Tyrannosaurus in quotes, or just the goddamn, or is it like a double quotation?
Like a quote in a quote.
Yeah. So there's a possibility that you mean the goddamn ironically.
Yes. Sexual goddamn
God.
Tyrannosaurus.
Sexual goddamn Tyrannosaurus. All right, I think we're the only ones having fun with this now.
Yeah, that's okay.
So yeah, Maltravers is what should be a dead human being.
Yes.
And just to go to a quick recap, right quick. All animals can talk to each other. Check. Elizabeth can talk to all animals. Check. Elizabeth's father apparently owns the worldwide whaling rights.
Yeah.
The stepmother's banging the evil guy. The evil guy wants the whaling rights and Elizabeth's hand in marriage, even though nobody involved wants Elizabeth to marry him. He doesn't want it. She doesn't want it. Nobody wants.
Yeah.
Like I can't figure out what part in the plan is. Oh, so you have to marry her.
Like, if the stepmother is already involved with Maltravers, couldn't they just poison the Duke, and then it becomes her shit?
But that's another thing, too, is... none of this, we're jumping a little bit too far ahead now, at least I am. But none of this makes sense. Not a single second of their plan makes sense. I know I said it makes sense to me because of the whole Tommy Boy thing, but none of their plan makes sense to me.
The plan doesn't make sense, but the relationships make sense.
Tommy Boy makes sense to me.
Tommy Boy makes so much more sense after this movie.
All right, so this is when we get to my favorite scene, I think.
Yeah.
Not because of what happens into it, though. Just because of who the fuck I am, really, I guess. So Smiley is on the deck, and he whispers something into a dog's ear. This is either like the next day or later in a day that's also still daytime. I don't know. Smiley the dog whispers something into another dog's ear, and that starts an info chain. He whispers to another dog. Top Connors and Ronnie, they go ahead and get music ready. And then Elizabeth and... What? Oh, they get music and Elizabeth, sorry.
Well, they go and find some birds.
Oh, that's true, yes. They do get birds involved. That explains why there's birds later on in the film. That's right. They get birds to get music.
Which, I thought the birds were going to be singing.
Yep. No.
Spoiler alert for what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes, but... Who the fuck saw a giant orchestra out of nowhere of mice?
They got the birds to arrange an orchestra of mice.
Which couldn't they have done that themselves?
No, they needed the birds. Because,
You need something to fly around people's faces.
yeah.
This is like animal world racism where they're like, no, but I need my secretary to be a bird because they're fast. I can fly everywhere, so I got that information has to go. So only birds for secretaries.
It's like in the Flintstones, the movie, where they would press the button and talk, and then the bird would fly out.
Just tell the bird what you want. Like, I understand your technology is limited, but why do you have to be a smug dick about it?
Why do you have to, keep the bird in a little thing? Why can't you just, let him roam? Hey, can you just tell Janice that I need coffee?
You know what? We're talking about this, and I gotta tell you immediately, bad idea. Now we're, working into, human rights and shit like that. We've ruined our own fucking economy. Yeah. Just, no, they're things. They're things. Don't even humor it.
It's a living. Yeah, and if you want it to stay a fucking living, you're gonna shut up and just do your job. We'll fucking find a new dishwasher.
Fucking less noisy one. One that gives off a nice vibrate, like this little hum when it goes off. It's a living. No, just... How about that, huh? You want to be that model from now on? That's it. They put a curtain over it and they pull it off. Go, look, it's the new model. He's like, I'm not doing it. They fucking beat it. Bam. They give it a blanket party. They put the blanket up and beat it. They go, look, it's the new model. Flintstones are fucked up.
Yeah,
Flintstones are shame on the 50s, really. So, yeah, Don Juan is brought on deck by Smiley, and Elizabeth is brought on deck by Ronnie and Top Connors, and then everyone leaves, and they're like, oh, I'm seeing you for the first time ever. I'm looking into your eyes. We love each other.
They also walk across, the entire ship towards each other, and literally do not see each other until they're face to face.
Yeah. They must have... it must have been one of those awkward cartoon shots where really they're walking to a point, but it's hard to draw that in a 2D plane, so they can pretend it's a long hallway. And they cut the camera angle, and you're like, oh, that's the front, that's the hull of the ship, that's the point. They're in a dark corner. So, yeah, they go ahead and they get together, and then they stare into each other's eyes, and Top Connors is like, hey, bird, go signal the mouse orchestra. And the bird goes and goes, get ready! And he's like, we're all ready. He's like, well, then play! Whatever. Yeah, they start playing. The orchestra starts playing, and the couple dance to the one song in the film. The only song that plays throughout the whole film. I mean, there's two songs, which is the one song, which is like Ocean Deep or something like that. It's just, when you wish upon a star, if you try, whatever. And then there's the instrumental version of that, which plays every other time, which to me sounds like the Village music from A Link to the Past.
Okay, I can see
Legend of
that.
Zelda, Link to
Yeah.
the Past. That's what it sounded like to me.
I don't know. To me, it sounded like a slowed down version of the end of the Eric Clapton song "Layla," where she's doing the piano part at the end, but they just slowed it down a lot.
Well, hey, They haven't done anything else original, so they could have stolen from any number of those things. After they dance, they all thank the animals, and somehow Don Juan can also thank the animals. He's like, "Thank you, animal friends." Like,
And he's not the least bit confused by what's going on.
not even at all.
You didn't know that magic is transmittable through kissing? Come on.
They told me in school that I couldn't catch magic through kissing. That it was only unprotected sex.
Oh, no. That's the only
told
way
you
you
that?
can catch
In
it.
health class.
But was it the teacher in the
Yeah.
private sessions?
Yeah. She said, "Don't worry, you can't catch it like this. Only."
That was a good school we went to. Next is my favorite part of the movie. Not because like what happens into it isn't like important. It's just fucking because of me, which is they all thank the animals and they go, "Let's dance!" And then all the animals and them they all just start
Like fucking swing dancing. Like
I could not get through this part of the fucking movie because of what a piece of shit I am. Do you know what Shark Party is?
oh.
Shark Party is the worst bit Anthony Jeselnik has ever done on his show. Remember the show, the Jeselnik Offense?
Yeah.
Anthony Jeselnik is a comedian.
Yeah.
He had a show on Comedy Central called the Jeselnik Offense. It was just, a regular show. He would come on, talk about some news, have some people on, they'd talk about some more news, and it would just be funny. One of the worst bits that he feels, one of the worst bits he's ever did, was a guy was attacked by a shark. And he did a bit on air where he was like, this guy was attacked by a shark, which, that's fucked up, except for the fact that it's like basically the first time it's happened in like decades.
Yeah.
Because humans don't attack sharks, and humans can't wait to attack sharks. They do it all the time. So fuck this guy. Fuck this guy for going in the ocean, getting eaten by a shark, and being dumb and ruining it for everybody else. And then they have a fucking dance party. And fucking girls come out dressed as sharks, and they do cans, and they dance, and it's like... And at the end, he goes, "Smile, you son of a bitch! Shark party!" The first time I watched it, I was like, this is kind of gross. The second time I watched it, Anthony Jeselnik is a fucking genius.
Yeah.
It is so horrible that I love it. At the end, he goes, "That brings this year's death tolls to humans killed by sharks, 1. Sharks killed by humans, 30,000. It's like, oh my god. Like, fucking guy gets eaten by a shark and he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It was, oh my god. And I couldn't get through the movie because every time I got to this part, I would just laugh at how fucked up it is that some guy gets eaten by a shark on a family vacation, and this guy made fun of it on his national television show. Oh my god. Just every time they started dancing, "Smile, you son of a bitch. Shark party." Oh my gosh. So then, we see Jeffers, and he's spying on them nearby, and he thinks about how, oh man, I don't want to do this, but I have to, because Maltravers would throw me to the sharks, no problem. Shark party. Yeah. Oh my god. I'm gonna show it to you when the show's done. I'm gonna show you. I don't know, I love it. It's so fucked up. We get another CGI shot of the ship.
Great.
Must be a different daytime now. We go into the Duke's office, and the stepmom is like, "Elizabeth, you should marry that guy. You're harumph." And then she leaves. And the Duke's like, "You can marry whoever you want. I don't... blah, 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 blah." We go into a private room, and the stepmom is talking to Maltravers, and they're like, "Listen, this is it. We have to make our final move." And then Ronnie and Top Connors are like, "Oh, we heard everything. Let's go. Run." And this is like just another quick like, "Oh, you guys remember that soccer subplot, right? That's still going on. Don't forget about that."
Yeah, great.
Because Smiley's blocking the vent and they can't get out, so Ronnie's like, "Kick a ball into his face that I just have on me at all
he doesn't
times."
kick the ball.
Oh, he kicks
just
him in
kicks
the
Oh, he
nose.
kicks his nose, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What a motherfucker! He's sleeping. Just be like, "Hey, man. Hey, wake up!" No. Oh, it's just full on.
Fucking, who's your favorite singer? Is it Ike Turner? That's who mine is. That'd be the joke. It'd be, who's your favorite singer? Tina Turner? Mine's Ike. That's it. That's the joke. There it is.
Was the newer one Chris Brown and Rihanna?
Oh, that's the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Who do you like? Who's your favorite singer?
Oh,
Rihanna?
Mine's Chris Brown. Oh, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good fucked upness. So yeah, the mice, they run up and tell Don Juan about Maltravers. He's gonna sink the ship, and he's like, I don't know if I believe that he's gonna sink a whole ship. And then they're like, but he's also gonna steal all the whaling rights. And he's all, whaling rights, eh?
Yeah.
Better look into that.
Also, I don't remember them talking about this when they were listening.
No, yeah.
They're like listening, and they're like, we've got to be careful what we say, because the walls have ears.
Yeah.
But we have to enact our plan. And then they're like, oh shit, he's gonna fucking sink the ship and steal the whaling rights. What?
Calm the fuck down. I think you're making most of that up.
Did you just read the script to figure out what was gonna happen?
Yeah, you guys didn't read the script? Oh, I mean. Also, again, Smiley's still British.
Yeah.
And this doesn't... Don Juan is not surprised by this at all. I'm pretty sure that if my dog started talking to me and I wasn't freaked out about it, I'd be freaked out if he was British.
Yeah.
Like, if I had a dog who talked in a different accent than me, that'd be weird. That'd definitely be weird. It's like that scene... It's not like that scene at all, but it's like that scene in Dr. Dolittle, and they're like, talk to this monkey, and he's like, hello, monkey, and the monkey's just like, I'm a monkey. And then he leaves, and the monkey's like, adios! And he's like, no, como está? Es el tublion! Because the monkey was Spanish, and he didn't, and it's like, that's not fair! It's not like that at all.
No.
But remember Dr. Dolittle? Remember when Eddie Murphy was good? That was fun. That was fun.
And then Pluto Nash.
I'm pretty sure something happened before that to ruin his career. I can't imagine it was Pluto Nash. It was probably Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Probably,
Yeah. Remember, like, the amusement park?
Yeah.
Nobody from the first two were in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, the mice tell the gypsy friends, you gotta search the ship. Oh, excuse me. Don Juan has the mice. Go tell the gypsy friends to search the ship. Also, I guess the mice can talk to the gypsies now. Whatever. We go into the captain's room, which... Is that like the stern? What's the captain's room? I know it's a name. There's a name for it.
The cabin.
The port? Is it just the captain's cabin? Is there?
The cabin.
No, but what's the where they steer it from?
The cabin.
Really?
The cabin.
Fuck ships. Just ships in
There's
general.
bows and sterns and cabins and
Yeah, there's a starboard and a
ports.
ports.
Yeah.
Because you always port on the port side, and starboard is
poop
always
deck.
towards the stars because birds poop on it. I don't know. A wire is about to be sent up by Maltravers, and the mice are like, no, we have to stop. Let's make a bunch of noise. And the guy who's about to do the telegraph goes, what's that? There's noise. Better stick my face in that vent. And
I could have sworn that was a mouse.
Yeah. And then they're like, no, we have to cut the wires so they don't send the telegraph. Except we don't know which one is the telegraph wires. So
Chew 'em all.
we'll just cut all the wires. That won't affect anything at all. Oh, man. On deck, Jeffers tells Mr. Ice the ship has to sink at midnight. Not a second soon, not a second after.
Exactly
At midnight. And then he gets a lifeboat ready. We go under the sea, and the shark, Mr. Ice, tells his friends they have to sink the Titanic. And they're going to make an iceberg appear in front of the ship. And then they'll hold the rudder so it can't turn away, which... I mean, that's the whole story right there. Iceberg couldn't turn. Well, we did it. Great, guys. We figured it out. Oh, also, we're going to trick a giant octopus into throwing icebergs at the ship. They so perfectly had this story wrapped up. Like, we'll push an iceberg into the way, and they won't see it, and they will hold the rudders. No, we're going to get an octopus to pick up an iceberg and toss it. Just to hurt. Like, I don't know enough about icebergs to even bring this up, but don't icebergs float?
Yep.
So how's he going to pick one up from the bottom of the ocean?
Magic moonbeams?
I don't know. So yeah, that's their plan. They're going to involve a third party to get this, or a fifth party. There's like so... Maltravers is supposed to get the worldwide whaling rights and sink the ship, and that's it. Now it is like he's got Jeffers having a shark use an octopus.
It's, what do you call them? The contraptions where there's a million steps to...
A Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah, this is a Rube Goldberg plan.
Most Rube Goldberg machines end up doing nothing that you could have probably done. Yeah, he could have just like popped a hole in the ship. Most Rube Goldberg machines are machines that do things in a more elaborate way that you could have, like the breakfast machine at the beginning. He could have cracked eggs.
Yep.
You didn't need a machine for that. It is so much more elaborate to every night go, all right, let me put these eggs here and put these 2 pieces of toast here and let me put this. I gotta make sure that this box of cereal has the perfect amount in it so when it pours, cereal doesn't go flying everywhere, but also I don't have too little cereal. Like I get an actual bowl of cereal. It's very that's a very complicated machine, and that's what this is. Just go into the go to the bottom of the ship, like where the fucking engine room is. Pull out a shotgun, blast it in the fucking hole, and then go back up top and leave. Like it's not. What? Here I go. I have a shotgun. I walk down. Boom! Blast a hole in the floor. What are they gonna do? Tackle me? I have a shotgun. First off, go fuck yourselves. I'm golden. Worst case scenario, the ship still sinks. It's it doesn't matter.
Foolproof plan.
Although only now do I realize that actually wasn't his plan. He's supposed to get whaling rights and then leave.
But somehow he decides to sink the ship anyway.
Yeah.
Again, I don't understand if the stepmother, who's in cahoots, is already married. Why don't they just kill the Duke and it reverts to her and then...
Yeah.
I think because at that time she doesn't have a last will and testament signed by him.
Yeah, but...
Doesn't matter.
That's not...
That's actually good because then it immediately goes to her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Unless there's a will that everything goes to the daughter and they just didn't mention that at all. But whatever. Okay, so... This is where we jump around a little bit. The captain, he's enjoying a very easy sea. All the co-stars are in the dining room enjoying dinner. Jeffers is packing. Top Gunners and runners are spying on them. We go back under the sea. Mr. Ice tells Tentacle, a giant octopus, that they're stronger than him. All the sharks are stronger than the octopus. And a killer whale is like, I don't listen to him, it's a trick. And then the sharks kidnap the killer whale.
Right.
Yeah. We go to Smiley, who's distracting a man who steals a telegraph so it never gets sent. If you remember before when they were biting the telegraph wires.
I mean, they cut the wires.
Yeah, I don't know why they had to. Yeah, whatever. So Jefferson's still packing. The Duke is like, oh, sure, Maltravers, I'll look at some papers you want me to look at. Let's go look at them. We go back on deck. Smiley is like, here, Don Juan and Elizabeth, look at this telegraph we just stole. They're like, oh, let's go confront some people about this. Let's go check it out, right? In a private room, Jeffers pulls a gun on the Duke, and Maltravers is like, sign this, or I'll kill everyone! Again, if his plan is to, if he's like, I'll kill everyone if you don't, why, just kill them then?
Yeah.
Why don't, it would probably be a lot easier if you just murdered them. The stepmother walks into the room, and she's like, sign this other testament thing. And they're like, all right, and he signs it, and then they tie him to a chair. And for some reason, there's a dog with his ear to the door to the outside.
Just listening.
Yeah, and he's like, well, I got it. That's my cue. I have to leave now. Yeah, so they both have things signed by him, and they tie him to a chair, and they leave. We go back under the sea, and Mr. Ice, the head shark, tells all his boys he's got to relax, I have a plan. And they trick Tentacles into throwing big icebergs at a very specific vector and angle. And... Once he does it, once he throws the big one, everybody disappears.
Yep.
And, I'm pretty sure there's Tentacles, the shark, all the shark boys, and then a whole bunch of other fish watching on.
Yeah.
He throws the iceberg, and
Gone.
they're gone.
Yep.
Nobody cheers. Nobody's like, you want? Everyone's immediately gone. It's just a dead sea all of a sudden. Except for this one dick fucking dolphin who shows up right when everything's done and goes, why'd you do that, Tentacles? You specifically have ruined everything! Yeah. From this moment on, all the dolphin does is goes, you ruined everything, Tentacles. You have to help. You did. Yeah, I don't know where this dolphin was that they couldn't come by before and be like, don't do it, Tentacles. It's a trick.
They're tricking you.
No, yeah.
Well, the killer whale tried to tell him that, and he wouldn't listen to the killer whale.
Yes. Well, I don't know if I mentioned it, but they kidnapped him.
Oh, yeah.
The sharks kidnapped him, so it's not like he could really listen to him too well.
Locked him in a shipwreck.
Yeah, so he tells, the dolphins tell Tentacles, you're going to kill a bunch of people. This is not good. And they're like, no. We go on deck. Maltrappers and evil gang are stealing a lifeboat. The captain sounds, this is my favorite. The captain goes, oh, they're stealing a lifeboat. I don't know, whatever. First mate, sound the alarm. And he goes, right away, captain. Walks away. We cut to a clock ticking. And then they go, iceberg! But he never sounds nothing.
No alarm.
No, it never happens. Right, yeah, and then this is it. The moment we've all been waiting for. Iceberg right ahead. Oh, no! This is when I realized ships are stupid.
Yeah.
How do you not see an iceberg right in front of you? Right directly in front of you. How do you not see it?
Moonbeam magic.
Right? Like how do you let's go out on a limb and say really, really thick fog.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be prime one example that where the cabin is incorrect? Every time a ship's wheel it's always way in the back of the ship. The one place you don't really need to see, like, you need to be right up in front of a ship to see where you're going. Like, in the back?
Well, in the, what I assume is a factually accurate James Cameron film, Titanic, it's, like, foggy, and they're just kind of like, oh, well, look at that.
Exactly.
We're not really paying attention.
Why?
And what are the odds of an iceberg? Oh, shit, an iceberg.
But my point is, they got just up close enough to an iceberg to the point where they're like, oh, there's an iceberg. Don't you think if the whatever it is, the cabin was positioned farther forward on the ship, they would have seen it sooner, thus saving the ship? Name how many times a boat goes backwards. Why do you need a cabin in the back of the ship? It should be right in the front.
Look, man, don't yell at me. I didn't design the Titanic.
I'm just saying, you guys don't really seem to be like, no, I can agree with that. You guys seem to be like, I don't really fucking give a shit either way.
I have to watch Titanic again, and not this version.
I don't know. That's still bullshit to me. That fucking, hey, like
Everyone was drunk.
One direction. You can only go in one direction, and it's a thing in your way, and you don't see it.
See, that wasn't my issue with the whole ships and all that. My issue with it was the sharks. Wouldn't the sharks have gotten caught up in the propellers of the boat?
Yes.
Oh, my problem with sharks is Arctic sharks.
Yes.
Sharks are, like, they're all tropical. I mean, I could be wrong, but most sharks are tropical.
I'm pretty sure dolphins are, too.
Yeah, dolphins. I think killer whales are the only ones that would probably exist.
Killer whales could probably.
You know what killer whales eat? Everything.
Yeah.
Every single thing. Dolphins, sharks, octopi, everything. They eat whatever the fuck they want to eat. But meanwhile, this guy's just like, he's everybody's friend. He's just chilling out. Like, ah. So yeah, iceberg. The ship crashes for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's fine. I looked it up. It took about 2 hours for the actual ship to crash, like from start to finish.
Everything seems to happen super quick in this, though.
It does happen fairly, fast.
Because it's literally like, oh no, we hit it. And literally everyone was like, fucking get off the ship, abandon ship.
Yeah.
When in, like, the James Cameron Titanic, it's like, well, this ship is unsinkable. We won't be going down. Don't worry, people.
They're like, no, I just saw it. We hit something. They're like, meh, alcohol.
Yeah.
Pish posh. Yeah, and immediately Don Juan and Elizabeth, they go to look for Elizabeth's father. Inside the pipes, the mice are like, no, they're going to call a telegraph. We have to fix the wires that we cut. And the captain's like, oh, it's doomed. You cut the wires. We're all fucked. And they're like, we could fix the wires. And they're like, yes! Oh, that's a brilliant plan. You go. I order you to do that.
It was my idea.
Yeah, he lost all hope. They're like, we could fix it. And he's like, I'm a genius. So they run to the wires and go to fix it. And when they get there, for some reason, Top Connor's is like, I'm going to go get Camembert, and then leaves the wires.
Yeah.
Goes and gets the chef, who's like
know what
desperately trying to get cheese for some reason.
He's French.
Racist. And they get Camembert, and they're like, what do we do with these wires? And they're like, I don't know. And they're like, oh my god, they're inches apart. And then they're like, all right, I'm going to go make the telegraph now. And then they're like, oh, we can't put these wires together. They're feet apart. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to sit down and telegraph any second now. And he's like, we can't put these wires together. They're meters apart. Like, every time they cut away, it was farther away. Yeah. And then Camembert's like, I got it! Don't you guys know that mice hair and electrical wires are the same thing? And he ties the electrical wires to his beard hair and then gets electrocuted for a long time and dies. You saw him convulse. You saw a mouse convulse.
But here's the thing. He's laying on the floor with the wires tied to his mustache. And, like, there's electricity pulsing through him. And, like, his nose is lighting up. And I'm like, well, it's a cartoon.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, his nose literally flashes like a light bulb. And I'm like, well, it's a cartoon. So, like, he's going to be, like, smoking and he's okay. And then it stops. And, like, they're like, oh. And I was like, they just fucking killed him. I was like, holy shit. And he's just like, ugh. And I was like, how do you tell his wife and kids he died by channeling electricity through his mustache? Because I'm sure his wife hated his mustache anyway.
You just turned it into a different type of story. So we found him with a belt around his neck.
Awful. Yeah. What do you think is worst way to tell the wife? Well, he conducted electricity through his mustache and allowed the telegraph to get through, or we found him with a belt around his neck, hanging in his closet, and
with your glove, nonetheless.
Oh, we got your glove back, and you probably want to wash it before you put it on.
Actually, you're definitely going to want to wash it based on my experience.
Yeah, we didn't give it right back to you. I mean, we had it for a couple days first.
Yeah, we passed it around. Everyone wanted to go.
Like, I'm not going to say you're going to want to wash the glove, but you're definitely going to want to wash, like, 4 of the finger holes.
Yeah, you're probably going to wash 4 fingers and a thumb.
Glove, but, yeah. Definitely, like, the finger part of it.
Yeah.
So we go back under the sea, and dolphins are fighting sharks for some reason.
Because the sharks are holding the rudder, and they're like, no, stop it!
Oh, okay.
Or, I guess.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Good enough. The dolphins blame Tentacles, and they're like, help Tentacles, and Tentacles like, I guess maybe I should. And he goes out, and then his killer whale friend is like, help me! And he's like, where are you? And it's like, I'm right below you. And they're like, oh, well, that's convenient. And they let him out. And then, like, I really genuinely thought, like, that was just gonna be like, oh, look, this stuff is still going on, and go away. Nope. Tentacles is here to save the day, grabs all the shark, hurls them out of the ocean like torpedoes, and they die on impact of the ocean in the other part. They all float belly up. They're all dead. They're definitely dead. We go to the deck, and everybody on board is just panicking about the lifeboats and blah, blah.
This is my favorite scene of the whole movie.
Elizabeth and Don Juan go find the Duke, and they free him. Then Top Connors, Ronnie, and Smiley all find them, and then go, let's go to the lifeboats. And then, I don't know why, they put the Duke on the lifeboat. They go, oh, good, he's safe. Then they all run back into the ship.
They lower him down, and the Duke is just like, he's like waving goodbye.
Like, well, I'm you're dead or I'm dead. Goodbye. One of us is definitely dying. Bye. Like, forever.
I was like, what? There's more room. I can see. There's empty seats on that. Get on.
Yeah. There's a part later on when they show, like, the last lifeboat leaves. It's just like the bass player and like the clarinet player, all with elbow room to play.
It's the band.
Yeah,
the last boat to get away is
and
the
they
band.
all have plenty of elbow room to play. Just free, just open pit, just going. So we go back under the sea. The killer whale tells Tentacles to hold the Titanic together so all the people can get off. I'd like to point out that half of the Titanic is underwater, so holding it together will just flood both halves. And also, his tentacles will probably crush some people.
Yep.
So there's no way this is helping at all.
Terrible plan.
There's
Let alone,
no way.
Wouldn't the extra weight cause it to sink faster, being that it already has water in it, and now
Boom.
you're adding on top of it a giant
Double
octopus?
logic by Danny Money. Fuck the Italians. Oh, we go back up on deck, and people are freaking out because there's a giant octopus crushing their family members. The dolphins jump up. They're like, "No, it's totally okay. This is our new Nirvana. It's fine."
Just think about it. You're on a ship. It crashes. It's sinking. Oh my god, this is the worst experience of my life. Oh god, a giant octopus.
That's
is
what
attacking.
that's what happens. Elizabeth goes on deck with Don Juan, and then the tentacles come up and grab the ship, and Elizabeth goes, "Oh no, this is the end." Like, she thought it was not the end of them. She thought it was the end of days. She thought it was revelations in the Bible.
I remember this part in the Bible where the octopi come.
I gotta read that. That sounds cool. I gotta read the Bible.
Yeah.
So yeah, the dolphins, they jump up and they're like, no, it's totally fine. It's totally okay. Also, we've called a bunch of whales to help, so don't freak out when they show up either. The music stops, and everyone just kind of acts like they've already been saved, even though there's still plenty of people on the ship.
Yeah.
And, like, they're still waiting their turn to get on lifeboats. But that's it. Dolphins are like, no, it's okay. They're like, Well, Dolphin said it was
whoa.
okay? All right, fine.
All right.
Is that a lawn chair? I'm gonna sit down.
Yeah, let's not question the talking animals and the helping
No.
octopus. We should also mention, we haven't mentioned this yet, the octopus is the most bizarre looking thing I have ever...
He's the largest octopus in the ocean.
He is, and he's implied to be like a child, like a baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say like a baby. He's more like a Goku. He's just, I'm such a good guy. I can't wait to, hey, who are you? Oh, I'm just an old man. I need help demolishing my house. Could you help me? I'll do that, no problem. Why does your house say orphanage?
Also, I'm going to assume that whoever animated this never even bothered to look up what an octopus looks like, aside from the fact that it has tentacles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this is a baby dogtopus.
Yes.
For lack of a better.
Yes.
It has a snout and a dog nose and big puppy eyes.
Also, every one of its tentacles aren't necessarily tentacles so much as they are just like a chain of biceps. Just an interconnected chain of never-ending biceps.
Just a jacked as fuck octopus.
This octopus is without a doubt what Arnold Schwarzenegger dreams he should be. When he dreams at night, he's like, I gotta be the best ever. I'd swim in the ocean, the sea, and all the biceps.
he just works out looking at the picture of this octopus.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if I had 2 elbows so I could curl twice?
If I had little sticky suction cups and I could hold more weights.
My whole, instead of just one curl, the whole arm curls. So yeah, we get everyone acting like they're safe. Orchestra gets their own boat with room to play. The captain refuses to abandon ship, but Tentacles refuses to let anyone die in his watch and grabs him and puts him on the killer whale, which leads me to ask the question, how would you handle being forcibly rescued by a giant octopus and a killer whale? I think I might kill myself. The irony of them saving me.
I mean, this guy was ready to go out on his own terms, and they took it away.
He did, yeah. You can't do anything.
Let him die with dignity.
Yeah, I know, right? Assisted suicide for everybody. So, the ship is sinking, and then all the main stars are on the top, the way top of the hull. And they're like,
Literally the only people left on the ship
yeah,
at
that's
this
it.
point.
Even though Tentacles was holding the ship together, going, nobody could die. I can't let anybody die. Oh, just the captain's left. I'll save him.
Yeah.
I'd left everybody else. They go, this is it. We have to jump. There's no way out. We can't just wait for the ship to sink. We have to jump now and get pulled in by the water now instead of when it's like, I don't know why they had to jump. Whatever. They jump.
The best part is they jump and like it's at the point where like the fucking front of the boat is like way up in
Vertical.
So they jump, and it's like, ah.
Yeah. It's my favorite part. Yeah. They jump forever. And then it...
Dead.
Yeah, no, that's the way I have it here is they jump, and then it fades to black, and everyone presumes they're dead just like the wrestler.
Yeah. There's no way they're not dead. They had enough time to play 20 questions on that forum.
They probably did, yeah. They get in the water, and a giant whale saves them all, just like as the sink ships, just the last second. Everyone kind of looks on in horror for a second, like, oh boy. And then the sun rises and a ship saves them. And then Top Connors is like, we're saved, yeah, we saved. But so many people gave their lives for us. Legit, that's what he says.
I know.
He's like, oh, those dead souls.
Which could not be more confusing, because we saw everyone on the ship saved.
Yeah.
But then it cuts to
Like
a
Camembert.
flashback. Oh, what's the chef's name?
Camembert.
Camembert.
It's a type of cheese.
With getting electrocuted. Like, that's how he remembered him. With, I swear to God, the nose flashing, lighting up. And then it also cuts to tentacles crushed under the Titanic. What the fuck?
He couldn't let go. He got an extreme cramp.
I laughed out loud when it cut to him dead. I was like, oh, what?
Let go, you idiot! You fucking let go! Oh man. So yeah, the Top Connors is like, everyone's dead, and underwater we see the dolphins mooring tentacles who's trapped in the Titanic dead. Except not really, because then he grabs the flowers and throws them up in the air. And we go to New York City, and some New York City newsboy is like, extra, Mount Travis is missing, and the Titanic is definitely sunk. And then we go to the waters, and we see that the evil gang is still in the lifeboat. Like, and Mount Travis is like, at least I have this piece of paper.
It's
And
gold.
then they hit an iceberg, and
What was their plan to escape? They got in their lifeboats, and they were just like, later, we're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
don't understand their plan at all. None of it. I don't understand it.
Tommy Boy.
No, not anymore.
No, it doesn't.
All right, so okay, Mal Travers was going to marry the daughter, right?
Yes.
He was going to marry the daughter because then he could get the whaling rights as a wedding gift.
Yep.
It seems like he came up with that literally on the ship, but fine.
Yeah.
That's the plan, right? The stepmother is where it all falls apart. The stepmother is married to the Duke for some reason,
Yeah.
but insists that the daughter get married to the guy she's also banging. Like,
Yeah.
in Tommy Boy, what was the plan?
In Tommy Boy, the plan was her and her son, Rob Lowe, were doing their own thing, and then she would get married to Big Tom,
Yeah.
and then when Big Tom dies, she inherits the company and then sells it to Dan Aykroyd.
Okay. But instead it went to Tommy for some reason.
It went...
Because they realized that
No, it didn't go to Tommy. It went to her, but Tommy was like, I gotta save the company. I gotta sell 1 million brake pads to save the company, so I'm gonna strap sausages to myself and say they're bombs.
So Tommy Boy doesn't make any sense either, huh?
No.
This movie ruined Tommy Boy for me. God damn it.
Yeah, I think it's Tommy had the opportunity to keep the company as long as he can make the payment to the bank, but because because the orders get messed up, he can't make the payment to the bank, and that's when I think the stepmom gets the rights.
That's what it is.
And then she sells it to
the stepmom sabotages the orders.
Oh.
No, Rob Lowe messes.
That's why Rob Lowe is in the shipping yard.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe's a key to all this.
And
so where's Rob Lowe in this film then?
There is no Rob Lowe.
That's why it
the
doesn't make
problem.
any sense. They put David Spade instead.
No, isn't Eye Patch Guy Rob Lowe?
No, Eye Patch Guy is Rob Lowe.
Is the mother.
Yeah, no.
Wait.
The stepmother is the stepmother.
Stepmother is the stepmother.
Eye Patch Guy is Rob Lowe.
But the problem is,
The mother So the stepmother and Everard Maltravers are both the stepmom and Tommy Boy.
The problem,
Yes.
And there is no Rob Lowe in this movie.
The problem is, it's like if in Tommy Boy, if the stepmother was like, Rob Lowe, you should marry Chris Farley to inherit the company.
Like, that's basically what happened.
No, that's pretty much what happened.
Except that doesn't make sense both there or here.
No, because he was already.
Yeah.
Tommy Boy made a lot more sense than Legend of the Titanic.
Then it goes on though because she's like, all right, that's it. Sign this paper. That's your last will and testament that gives everything to me.
Yeah.
So that when you die, I get everything.
Yeah.
Then they tie him to the chair.
Yeah.
And then they sink the Titanic.
Yep.
But then when they're going away, they go, what? They're putting down the lifeboats. That means the ship is sinking. That means the Duke is gonna drown.
Oh, I don't remember them being surprised by that.
I
There
don't
comes a
remember
part.
them being surprised about that either.
Yeah, there comes a part where it seems maybe
Maybe
I
they're just saying their plan aloud.
maybe I misread it and everybody else was confused by it. But Maul Travers was like, yeah, I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking
Yeah, because it's like, why would you care if the ship is sinking if you just had him sign his
But-
last
but
will and testament?
also-
But isn't that the purpose? To have him sign it and then kill him?
Yeah, because that's the thing is, if you leave him alive, then why does it matter if you got his fake signature and got his fake will? Because he's gonna come back and be like, "No, they pulled a gun on me. That's not like let's get them. Everybody
Yeah.
get them right now. Go and action." Yeah, I don't understand the fucking plan for this film. It's pretty close to being over. We go back to New York City, and the newsboy mentions, "Oh, happy ending for couple. They're gonna get married. Don Juan and Elizabeth." Also, Top Connors and the hot mouse sister are also getting married. Remember her from the beginning?
From the very, very beginning,
Very beginning.
that he briefly looked at.
Yeah.
Well, now they're married.
She was mentioned like 3 times, I think. You saw her once. Then, I think when, I don't know when, but there was another time, and then there was one time where he was like, I gotta look out for you, for your sister. And like, that was the 3 times.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was it, yeah. Yeah, he marries,
Ronnie's sister.
Ronnie's sister, yeah. Which they mentioned it at the very end. They go, oh, so Ronnie's grandma's brother? Very briefly. I didn't notice until the second time, yeah. But whatever. So they're getting married too, which is crazy to me. Like, imagine if you were having a fucking wedding.
Wait, sorry. Isn't
Okay.
Ronnie his cousin?
No, what?
No.
He's just one of the random
Yeah, they're
passengers on
just
the
friends
Titanic.
or something.
Oh, okay.
No, I think they're like friends.
Okay, because I thought they were
Well,
cousins.
now they are, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I was going to say,
Fuck
this
it.
is really fucking... Alright.
But yeah, no, like I was saying, they're getting married, and then outside, so are Top Connors and his sister, which is weird. Like, imagine you were at a wedding, you were getting married at a church, at a wedding, and you look over into the corner, and you just hear like, and you kind of look over and you go, hey, that window over there is open. Why is that window open? And you go out and you look out the window, and you see a whole bunch of, like, I don't know, just say, like, fucking Norwegians. Just a whole Norwegian family just out there stealing your fucking priest through a window, going, and now we're pronouncing it anyway. Yeah, all right, yeah, just... Because that's what they're doing. They're in a little fucking hole, waiting for the human priest to go, and now I pronounce you, and they go, us, man, and
A Norwegian couple.
whatever.
Norwegian. What the fuck? Those fucking crafty Nords.
No, goddamn Ouija's. Oh, man. So, yeah. They have a little wedding, everyone's married, and it's great. And some mice tell Smiley a secret, and then he tells Don Juan, and then Don Juan tells the cab driver or the carriage driver to, hey, follow that dog. That's not Smiley, a third-party dog.
Yeah.
Follow that dog. They insist the captain comes too. This is weird to me. Those birds from earlier that, like, they got the orchestra together, they're like, hey, Juan, we just wanted to thank you. His name's Don Juan. Why would they call him Juan? That's so weird to me. His name, as I've said before, it's, what is it, Don Juan Tornario. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Don Juan Tenario de Iriarte Gonzalez Leon, Prince of Andalusia, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I looked it up. You want to know what his, like, American English name would be, technically?
Sure.
Donald Johnson, Lady Killer, Gypsy Son of Battle Genius Lion.
Battle Genius Lion.
Yeah, well, son, because Gonzalez is
Oh, yeah.
son of Gonzo, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then Gonzo is Battle Genius. Or War Elf.
I am the war elf.
Yeah, War Elf Lion.
Right.
Or son of War Elf Lion. Donald Johnson, Lady Killer Gypsy.
That's a hell of a
His,
name.
his last name is Gypsy. Because Iriarte means, like, in between villages. So that's Gypsy to me.
Yeah.
That's fucking, you go, if you're in between villages, you're a fucking... Oh, wait, the film's not over, that's right. We get a CGI shot of the Brooklyn Bridge. Gotta cram that into there, right? At the Brooklyn Bridge, everybody comes to the Brooklyn Bridge in the carriage, and the dolphins are there with a surprise, and guess what? Tentacles is alive! Yeah! Also, everybody else is alive, too, because the dolphins brought... Not the dolphins, the whales brought them back. I don't know who else was not alive or whatever. He brought them all back. Also, Cam and Bear's alive, too! The electrocuted mouse! Yeah, I don't know why. Elizabeth kisses Tentacles, and the captain salutes him, and then...
Which I thought was hysterical. The
And
captain
then
is
everyone-
literally standing on Tentacles, just like... like, so gives him the fucking salute.
And then everyone dances the flamenco. Whales spurt water in New York Harbor. Tentacles flapping around.
And nobody is like, what the fuck is going on?
Everybody thought it was great and normal. We go back, finally. We go back to the present, and they go, oh, so Ronnie is Grandma's brother. And you're like, so where is he? And he goes, well, he didn't like the cold, so he moved back to Brazil. And he became a famous soccer coach.
Which, Ronnie was supposedly in Britain before then, wouldn't he have dealt with the cold in Britain too?
Oh, apparently not.
You can only deal with it for so long.
I guess. But
I don't know. So, and the kids mention, oh, Everard, he's gone, so that means there's no more evil, right? And Grandpa goes, unfortunately, no, evil will always exist, and although our March may have perished at sea, a new evil will eventually take its place, and only when your generation finally band together, and then the grandma walks in and goes, oh, don't listen to him.
Yeah, Grandpa's dumb.
He's crazy, yeah. And that's it. Yeah. Oh, Connors, and they hug, and it pans out to the super cool Drawing City.
That's it, the end.
That's fucking end. I don't really know what the hell I just saw.
No, me neither.
I'm pretty confused about every single part of...
Again, I when I Googled the movie, the image was the fucking deck of the Titanic with tentacles, the giant baby dogtopus fucking overlooking. And I had no idea what I was looking at.
Yeah, no, that was something else, I'll tell you.
this whole movie was something else.
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't have any words.
Crap.
I guess. Like, I don't... I want my money back, but not because I want my money back, because I know taking my money back would cause the people who made this pain.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to hurt them, but I know if I went, can I have my stuff back? They go, ah! I'll go, yeah, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Just give me that back, because this is not good.
Yeah, give me my...
Like, I know if I take my money back, the production company will go, oh, so not those guys anymore. And that's mostly what I want, hopefully.
I want my money back, and I didn't pay anything to watch it. Like, shit was free on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I didn't pay anything, but I kind of want my money back.
yeah, I need compensation. I need reparations.
Right? We all have jobs. We get paid a certain amount based on an hour. Give us that money every hour we wasted. Right? You wanted to give me, a human being, a price per hour. Well, now it's time to pay up. Let's go. All right. So, I mean, would you make a sequel?
No. Why?
Oh, well, you guys are dummies.
Yeah.
Because they made a sequel.
Of course they did.
They made one called Tentacolino, or In Search of the Titanic, where Elizabeth, Don Juan, Smiley, Top Connors, and Ronnie all use a submarine to search for the remains of the Titanic and end up in the lost city of Atlantis.
Holy shit.
What?
Listen, you said something about
No,
Atlantis.
I know I mentioned
before.
Atlantis.
I don't think it connects at all, but you certainly mentioned it. There's no denying that. All right, I'm not interested at all. But you want to hear some second opinions?
Yeah.
Sure.
Fucking, but they're all assholes, I'm sure. All right, this one is called. They actually are all assholes. Yeah, this first one is by Christian, and he called it "The Actual Date of the Sinking." I don't own this movie. Just writing this review to let everyone know that the dates of the sinking are April 14th and 15th, 1912. Started sinking 11:40, April 14th. Went under 2:20, April 15th, 1912. 3 out of 5 stars.
Asshole. Yeah. How do you fucking rate a movie? Oh, God. Asshole.
All right. This
So
is,
dumb.
You guys are going to have to kind of strap in for this next one. It's a little long.
Oh, man.
This film has brainwashed children and disrespect history written all over it by Drew. First off, the Titanic sank in May 15th, 1912, and 1,517 out of 2,223 people sadly lost their lives during the tragedy. In this film, it claims that those 1,517 people who died never really died, but went missing. What? What is it trying to tell kids? Of course, the history books at school wouldn't agree with that statement. In fact, it claims that Captain Edward John Smith made it to New York thanks to the whales, when, of course, he actually died in the sinking. Not only that, but they have this big fat mouse that seemingly dies from wires connected to his mustache, but ends up fine by the end of the film without any explanation whatsoever. Even the giant talking octopus seems to die from putting the ship back together at first, but by the end of the film, he seems alright without any explanation as well. Second of all, the movie makes a claim that there was room for everyone on the lifeboats, when of course there weren't enough lifeboats in the real event. What is this trying to show kids? Is it trying to tell them that there's no need to face reality? Third, nothing in the film makes sense. For instance, the black-haired mouse dreams about this woman, and then his friend says, "She's a woman, and you're a mouse." Then his reply is, "If there's one thing, I'm not." That's racist. 2 things. 1, what are you talking about? You never said anything racist. 2, isn't it illogical for a mouse to fantasize about a human being? 4, this film claims that a giant talking octopus tried to put the ship back together, which never happened in real life. Not only that, but it claims that these sharks tricked him into an iceberg throwing contest just so they can sink the ship. What are the chances of an iceberg being thrown by an octopus? 5, the film claims that an evil human being planned to sink the Titanic is contradicting to history. What were the chances of a human being doing so when he perished along with the other people on board who died? For the fact that this film contradicts many facts about the sinking of the Titanic, such as claiming that the people who died on board the Titanic actually went missing, makes this a mystery on why and how it was even made or even exists. Sure, it seems kid-friendly, but let's be honest. Would we really want to make stuff up like this to kids? Make this whole history story up? Who wants to brainwash children into thinking that the people who died on board the Titanic didn't really die? That's stupid and disrespectful. This film is disrespectful to history, disrespectful to children's intelligence, disrespectful to the people that died, and is uneducational to it, where has disrespectful and brainwashing written all over it. If you're a parent or a teacher, if I were you, I'd know what's right and best for your children, and don't forget to keep this as far away from your children as possible. Just watch the History Channel or the film made by James Cameron. Read the books, tell your kids, stay in school, make sure they get a proper education, and don't let this film educate them into the events of the Titanic. If you're going to make a film about a sinking ship, that's fine. Just leave the Titanic and the people who died on board out of it. Let this be forgotten for what it has in it and let it disappear.
First
1 out
asshole,
of 5 stars.
Okay, this guy is...
and then 2 real quick. So then, the James Cameron movie Titanic, then Does he have an issue with that?
No, that's factual according to him, I guess.
No, he
No.
actually suggests that.
Well,
as-
no, I get that in the factual, but in technicality, they show a whole bunch of dead people in there, in the water and whatnot. So isn't that then contradicting what he's saying? Because, they shouldn't be disrespectful to the dead people.
No. He's saying this film doesn't have dead people in it, and that's disrespectful.
Gotcha.
Because people died, and we shouldn't lie to kids. And watch the History Channel or a James Cameron film, or read a book and tell your kids to stay in school and make sure they get a proper education, and don't let them think that this was an actual fucking documentary.
I mean, clearly he's an asshole, but I just want to say, what are the chances of an iceberg being thrown by an octopus?
I mean,
He actually, holy shit.
that's
Okay,
the one line that makes
Thi-
me think he's not an asshole.
I love that line, but this guy, he's autistic, right? Like,
Oh.
that's the only explanation. So the A is either for autistic or asshole. Doesn't really matter. He gets an A.
He
but
gets a double A.
he gets the double A. He gets the on and just the double A.
Just an asshole.
Because, holy shit, he thought he was watching a documentary. A cartoon documentary.
Absolutely. This guy genuinely believed that he was watching some form of a documentary. He thought that this film was trying to put across the idea that a real giant octopus really tried to hold the real sharks plotted with a human being.
He searched Titanic. And
Oh
he
my
saw
god.
This.
He has to think that there are real magical moonbeams.
He doesn't criticize that.
No, he doesn't say anything about that. He doesn't even bring that up.
He
believes there are real magical moonbeams.
doesn't criticize talking mice. So he searched Titanic, saw a picture of a cartoon mouse, cartoon people, whatever, and said, "I'm gonna watch this documentary." And then rented on Amazon after, because of how factually inaccurate it is.
Oh boy.
Woo. All right.
What a mess. Alright, so why would you make this, right? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
tried to look
I
it up.
couldn't tell
I
you.
couldn't figure it out. What I did find out was that pretty much literally everybody involved, directors, writers, actors, this film, second thing any of them has ever done. Basically, split the crew down the middle, and then you have a team who worked together the first time ever on one thing. That's it.
Yeah.
And then another team who worked one time on one thing for the first time ever, and then they came together for the second thing they've ever done.
Wow.
Yeah. So these are two first-time teams coming together for their first ever second project.
Wow.
Yeah, basically. Also, I want to point out that, I mean, I could be grossly wrong. I could be oversimplifying it. But the Italian entertainment industry is not the American entertainment
Oh,
industry.
no, it is insane.
No, wait. Are you disagreeing with me or are you agreeing with me?
I'm saying that they're fucking bananas.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is that it's like their bench isn't super deep. Like it's like American 40s Hollywood where there's like 4 white people and it's just them over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing. You know, where they just like, who are you? Oh, you did. Yeah, we'll use you again. Whatever.
And it's also, like, fucking crazy. When I was in Italy...
Yeah.
And, like, on the fucking TV at night, they'd have these insane game shows, and I can't understand what's going on, but I can tell everybody there is fucking crazy.
That's one of the things I notice about like there's like a human pattern of like civilization, and like people who aren't American don't realize they're following a pattern that they're getting to. And that's one of the things is entertainment. One of the cheapest and easiest forms of entertainment were game shows. Until we figured out that reality TV is a lot easier and a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch TV from the fucking 70s, 80s, game shows.
Every
day, all the time, because they were cheap and easy to fucking put on.
Yep.
And that's what... Italy, they do that because it's fucking cheap. That's what the people do. Game show, because it's cheap, it's easy, I don't give a fuck. Same thing, it's not a lot of people, they have sitcoms. They go, oh, we need a new sitcom. What are we going to do? Let's see if we can adapt an American sitcom.
Yeah.
I saw a documentary once where Russia, they wanted to adapt Everybody Loves Raymond. And it was scary. Like, the guy was like, I'm here to write, I created Everybody Loves Raymond. Hello, how's it going? I'm going to go to Russia. And he went there, and he's like, yes, he's to Russia, wait in this cab. And the guy goes out and talks to a guard. has a fight, comes back in. He's like, is everything okay? Yeah, he's fine. Everything's fine. We go now. I'm just like, holy shit. They're like, yeah, we're going to go film our version of Everybody Loves Raymond. Okay. See that slightly taller, decaying building? Yeah, that's where we're filming in. Like,
Yeah.
walk down this leaky, dark hallway, and then you'll get to a room with one more light bulb than the other ones. That's the one we're filming in. Like,
That is good lighting.
yeah. It was really weird. There's more to the show, right? Yeah, right. I gotta tell you what's going on next.
Yeah.
Hey, join us next time for just more crap. I don't know if I want to actually do this one next time. But please join us next time when we continue our look into the fragility of life and remind you that you only get one chance to make things right. Except sometimes you don't, you get more. As we watch the
my God.
other Italian animated Titanic movie, Titanic: The Legend Goes On,
Oh my
which
God.
no is not a sequel.
This is just
It's
completely
just
separate.
another Italian animated Titanic film. None of the cast, none of the crew, different.
Right.
They just went, take two. Go. Right again. Yeah, so join us for that. If you didn't like this one too much, I should point out that Titanic: The Legend Goes On has a rapping dog in it.
Oh my God.
So that should be something else entirely. Oh, man. So please go to www.ymt.com to check out everything Why Would You Make This and to listen and download episodes. You can also do that on iTunes, downloading, listen to episodes, that is, or wherever you get podcasts, iTunes, iPod, Droid stuff. It's out there. Use your internet search box. VictoryProWrestling.com. You guys, for like a while now.
Yeah. January is going to be the next show of the King of New York tournament. I'm going to be in it. I imagine most of the big guys are going to be in
By
it.
Ricky Reyes.
Yeah, Ricky will be in it. I'm sure Fresh will be in there.
How does
Probably
he feel
Spider
about,
Cat.
like, Cross? How does he feel about letting people know that he's on Lucha Underground?
Oh, yeah, no, he's totally cool,
Because
yeah.
he's a different character. And
Yeah, and I think Lucha Underground, like, they kind of like, no, like, you know, it's wrestling, but it's like, it's also like a show. Because,
right.
you know, like I saw an interview, and it was like Ricky Reyes, who is Castro Cortez in Lucha Underground.
Oh, see, that's exactly what I wasn't sure. Yeah.
No, and then,
that's
so he
cool.
seems cool with all that shit, so.
Yeah, that's funny. Lucha Underground's getting big, and it's fun.
Yeah,
so,
it's-
I mean, the
it's-
guy, that's his home,
And
basically.
I think, you know, I mean, if you've seen any of their shit, like, you realize it's all very, like, over the top storylines and shit.
Yeah, it's fun.
So I don't think there's any, like, no, protect the business, protect this. He's really good.
you ever seen, it's like a video online of, it's a Spanish soap opera where, like, this girl in the wheelchair, she kisses the boy, and the mother comes in, she's like, no, I don't know, and starts yelling at her, and she hits the girl in the wheelchair, and she pushes her down, and then she, like, goes to stab her with scissors, and, like, all this stuff. No, my brother's dating a girl who, I forget where she used to live, Colombia or something like that, and so she's, like, that's her culture, so she's into all that, and he was like, look at this crazy fucking thing, and she was like, yeah, that's not that crazy, that's actually pretty tame. Like,
my
it's
God.
not that really, it's much more intense. So, yeah, all that, like, lucha, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, crazy, like, oh, what'd you do? You kissed my husband. I'm gonna attack you with bees.
Like, I know there was... Ricky was telling us one day about they shot a deal where one of the guys in the crew, they fed him to a monster.
Yes, I saw that.
They-
and they all got splattered with blood.
Yeah.
It was great. It was so great. They held the guy up to the bars.
Yeah,
and
they-
they put their face back and blah, blood.
And they
Yeah,
fed
yeah.
him to a monster.
I'm still not sure what that was.
Hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely.
And awesome.
I was going to say, there was a Spanish soap opera once that the guy would buy, little toy cars that you control, and he would attach bombs onto them. So he would literally drive a remote control car under, like, somebody's car, push a button on the control, and it cause the toy car to explode.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. So check out www.ymt.com, victoryprowrestling.com, and any Spanish soap opera. Oh, man. The Troy McClure quote comes from me, Jimmy Time. If you have any of your own, or if you have any ideas for any movies or TV shows we should watch, you can contact us on Twitter or Facebook, or, Tumblr too, I guess. I'm not on there a lot, but, go for it if you feel the need. You can contact me at Time Commander. J Delta is
At VJ Delta.
and you are at
I'm at www.ymt.com.
Do you know what you're at? He runs the official WYMT Twitter. Our intro music is Falling Off Your Love by Kill Paris. Once again, I dropped the ball, and I don't know what's taking us out today.
What's the song they dance to in Tommy Boy when the dad has a heart attack?
Make it that. Sure, I'll figure that out. Whatever song
song they
I'm
dance to.
pretty sure it's like, I've Got You Babe or something like that. Like,
Then we should just put the singing montage that Chris Farley and David Spade have in the car.
the what?
The whole singing montage that they
Yeah.
do of all the different songs that come on the radio.
All right, it's going to be some random clip from a David Spade, Chris Farley film. I don't know what. It's going to be fat guy in a little coat on loop for 3 days. Oh, man. Please check out the Shark Party clip on the internet.
Yeah.
Well, we'll put it up on our Twitter. Not our Twitter, sorry. Our YouTube. We'll put it up on our YouTube. We have a YouTube. Go look at that. Oh. So, yes, again, please join us next time for Titanic, The Legend Goes On, from 2002, from 2000, sorry, I believe, 2000 the year.
Wow, literally the following.
Yeah, or 2001. I gotta look it up again. So, for Danny Money and J Delta, I am Jimmy Time, and please remember that without the mistakes of others, we would be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts. Preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.